I'll leave it to the professionals.
Blessed by Bundy, blah, blah, blah.
Started off with a bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, yo, set it up.
Surfing on the web and I'm shooting at 3. I've been goated when I got my G. I'm an alien boy from a different planet, yeah. So I got my drink, I'm riding in the 1920s Model T Ford. Call her Era Lord. Call me Levi, playing on the keys, boy. And I'm about to put my gloves on. If I said it, then I meant that. Yeah, I like that one, I'm about to get that. Crash that whip for the drumsticks, whiplash. I'm about to get them all. Are you with that? In a white boat, surrounded by blue. I want one, but I got a cop too. I wanna fly high in the sky, arms out wide, trying to soar from a bird's eye view. I'm on fire, Ricky, Bobby, cracking the pavement, Whitney, Bobby. I'm a Saki bomb, Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Bruce Wayne been a dog, and I keep it 101, cause I'm feeling kinda spotty. You sipping on some rock, and I'm sipping on octane. The only thing around my neck is the blockchain.
Now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, he'll set it up.
NFT, Twitter, blockchain. Seeing with the ghosts and we ballin' like the Brown James. Crypto. We can make a trade, get the memo. Reviews not falling for the FOMO. Listening to coffee with Captain. You know we worldwide, they loco. I ain't never gonna stop rapping. Orlando, yeah, we working magic. We rocking Ethereum NFTs. I just went and caught me a half base. Man, I got a shout out
Started
to
off with a bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, he'll set it up.
Breaking the mood to choose one, but they got knowledge to move, son. I'm shocking in shades with my brother in shoes, yeah, them blues is coming. Even though it's hard to pick, eeny, miny, mo, soda on the mix, no biting lips, it's time to go. Index number 1, no thumbs up, you gotta scroll. Looking at the ghost in studio, it's time to go. I had a helmet on by myself until I met a mask that wanted to have a face off. So I had to bring my chainsaw, full tank of gas in the drive with my brakes off. I'm A1, but a different kind of steak sauce.
Welcome to Coffee with Captain, powered by ApeCoin, where we dive into all things crypto, NFTs, Web3, and cutting-edge technology. Remember, nothing here is financial advice. Early-stage tech can be exceptionally volatile and risky. So grab your coffee and join Cap and C for today's conversation.
Welcome to the future.
Welcome to Coffee with Captain GM. Thanks so much for joining us. If you already done so, do us a favor, drop us a GM in the chat down below. Then head up top, smash that like, repost, and bookmark on today's space. We greatly appreciate it. It warms up the algo and does us a real solid, especially that X audio spaces. You probably already hit the reminders for the week. If you've missed any shows, you'll find those up there. And make sure that you've subscribed to the newsletter. You're not going to want to miss today. It's the 20th badge for our badge collecting challenge, part of our campaign with ApeCoin and the other page. What is it called? Open page. I'm going to probably do this for the rest of eternity, Steve. Like, I don't know. Like, they should know better than change a name up on me. Like, I'm probably always going to mispronounce it now that I've got two. Like, I typically have two names in my head of most people, most brands. Now that there's a legitimate reason to have two names in my head. It is a pretzel in my brain. So I definitely won't be referencing that during the opening anymore because I have to stop and think. I can't just rattle it off my tongue like the Micro Machine Man. So back to the opening. Give us some love on the space. Go check us out. We're live on YouTube. The YouTube chat stack, the XP stackers over there. And if you're stacking XP, you're probably going to be doing that in abstract as well. Even if you're not farming, you can do that as you just hang out and watch the show. No need to move capital or do a bunch of transactions. Just fire off all the tips. It's also my abstract today. So the tips are double XP on Fridays because it's Cap's abstract feed. I kid, but as always, I'm Cap, joined by my co-host Steve. Never any financial advice in the show. Crypto's risky, NFTs risky, meme coins exceptionally risky, can go to zero to moment's notice. Please don't put any money you can't afford to lose unless it's on Moon Crush drop today at 1 p.m. Eastern because you'll get some tasty beverages in return in addition to your Drank points and potentially future Rekt token. But in all seriousness, we are not financial advisors, certainly not your financial advisor. Don't join us for that. Just join us for some fun, some information, and a little bit of education along the way. GM Steve, how you doing, sir?
GM, I'm doing fantastic. By the way, new integration upgrade. It looks like in StreamYard, a little bit better for those chattors. That's pretty big. I love seeing that.
What did it show previously? Remind me. This is definitely
smaller. It was smaller.
Did it show the PFPs previously? Tiny.
It did, but they were just kind of tiny and all washed out.
PFP is much bigger in this new iteration, right?
Yeah. Look at Solomon looking good there.
I saw something. It said something about. I was screaming a little bit as I logged in this morning, but it said something about see questions from your audience faster. Is that what it was referencing, or is there some other feature they added?
I don't know. The feature I most want them to add, which it seems like has been hit or miss, is when they update features, it doesn't change all the inputs on your mic and your camera, which this time it did not, but it did the other day. So that is the most important update I would much like to see. But no, man, I am I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good right now. I know we're cold opening. Give us a like, a retweet, and comment on the room. GM to all our friends out there. Thanks for commenting. Give us a GM in the chat. GM, especially to those spaces enjoyers.
I'm feeling really good today, Steve. Rocking a good vibes tee. I'm rocking a Moonbirds hat with pride for the first time since 2022, and I may even bust out the socks today. Wear some long Moonbird socks with my shorts here in Florida. Big day for me. This is last day on the show before I take a little brief hiatus. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday will be my first 3 days of 2025. Not on the show, I believe, unless I'm not mistaken.
I think that's correct. I think that's correct.
I've taken a weekday off this year, so excited to check out in paradise with someone I enjoy spending time with, and pressure's on tonight. I have it's like not even double date. It's like, I think 3 or 4 couples. So I'm meeting all the friends. I've met one couple. They're really cool. Enjoyed hanging out with them recently, and progressing rapidly on that front, but looking forward to it.
I mean, look, like, it's one of those things when you know, and if things are going well, just ride that wave and see how it goes. But I love hearing that. I am, man, I'm feeling good. Couple, definitely a good morning for me this morning. I mentioned I've been going through this sort of like, I'm doing this crash diet, trying to like get, down weight. I don't care about like what I look like to like my friends at ApeFest or anything like that. It's not like I'm going to Vegas to like, go like, troll for a new for a partner or anything of that sort. But it gives you those like dates, those moments in time where like you can say like, okay, like I have something to work towards this date and this date. It kind of gives you this beginning, this end, whatever. So I'm go ahead.
Oh, it wasn't me. I don't know what it was.
Sorry, I thought you said something. I was gonna say, so like I've been working towards like a little bit of a goal. And yesterday I was a little frustrated because I weighed myself and I hadn't moved a ton. This morning I weighed myself and I am in a good spot. So like I mean, it's hit or miss. And I know the scale, people are like, oh, scale's just an indicator. But like when you get to be, so I don't care about sharing this. I'm 5'10", 5'11", maybe even 5'9" at this point. I've been shrinking, but I was 5'11" in high school. Got down to 5'10" by like
whatever you peak height you reach. You're like, you can't do this in crypto. You got to move forward. You got to forget about your portfolio all-time high if you're not there right now. Eyes forward. But when it comes to height, you for the rest of your life, you can quote your all-time high. You just quote your Pico top. Like no one's asking you how tall you are this very instant. At one point in your life, if you're 5'11", you're 5'11".
Yeah, which I was. I truly was. Like, it was on my driver's license. It was everything. Like, it was at the
show me your driver's license. Someone just doesn't believe you. Show me your driver's license. Look, it's proof. It's a state. It's a government ID. The government never lies. I'm clearly 5'11".
Well, it's funny. I was 5'11", and then I was like 5'10" and a half, and then I was 5'10". And recently at a doctor's appointment, they're like, "All right, like 5'9" and 3/4". I'm like, "What the fuck?
Get that shit out of here." Yeah, we round up. We round up in this.
Yeah.
We're in the United States. We round up.
But this is America. But yeah, so like I generally, my good walking weight is anywhere in the 160s, 170s ranges, depending on muscle mass. Like there was a time when I was like 167 to 172 on any given day. And I was like, squatting 300 pounds and deadlifting 400 and doing muscle ups at the gym at CrossFit and, benching 225 and all these things that were like great numbers for that size. I am not there now. Am lifting with my son, by the way, who got me to lift yesterday for the first time in a while. So he's running, said he set a new personal best on a mile and then just stepped up hhis weights a little bit in lifting. He's 11. That's fun. But weighed in this morning and I was closing in on 190. I got down to about in the 185 range at one point. I'm at now in the 179 range. So goal is maybe 175 by ApeFest. Gives me about a month to lose another 5 pounds. I know it's going to slow down. If I can be less than that, great. But it was one of those things where it's like when you're on one of those diets, it sucks. I've said this to you guys after the show. You and Payne after the show, I said it live. Some people are like, oh, I went on a diet. And by week 2, I don't even crave food anymore. Bullshit for me. I want pasta. I want Mexican food. I would kill a man for a tortilla with my Mexican food. I want all of it. So for me, that was a good benchmark. Gonna eat healthy tomorrow during the day, and then tomorrow night have a few cocktails and maybe a big plate of Italian food with Dawn. But I will say this, when you're eating healthy, it does make it so much sweeter when you have those moments that you go out to dinner or you have a real meal. It's beyond satisfying. It actually becomes what it probably was back in the day when you would just eat meat that you hunted and then you would find a pile of fucking berries in a field and you would be like, this is euphoric. It's the past 3 weeks when I've had my one cheat day, that meal has been on a drug actually, which is I know that sounds crazy, but I've been eating strict chicken, veggies. I'm not a good cook, so it's not very tasty. Meat, veggies. ChatGPT tries to help me. Some steaks, some burgers without buns. It's been pretty monotonous and redundant. When I mix it up and I get a few tortilla chips in there, it is to the moon. So feeling good, gonna have a good day. So good day to start. Stepped on that scale. Feel good about it. I know the scale isn't everything, but it feels good to get there. Also, the other thing, Cap, and then last thing I'll say on it, and then I'll get off my diet rant, although we can continue to go down that route if needed. It is inarguable as much as I want to. I try to deny it when I'm being unhealthy. I stepped on the treadmill the other day and I whipped out 7 miles at a 9:15 pace for the first time in a while. I stepped on the treadmill yesterday and only didn't go hard because I ran out of time, but I went another 5 miles at that same pace, 9:15, about 45 minutes, 5 miles. Your food really affects your mood, your performance, your athleticism. I mean, I can't deny it. It is when I was eating shit, it was I was struggling through stuff. I couldn't believe it when I got on the treadmill and turned on football and I looked down and I'm like, oh my God, I'm at 6 miles. Let's go for 7. So it makes a difference.
Oh yeah. Speaking of football, if you're wanting to move up the ApeCoin Solana raid leaderboard, you should enroll at Ohio State University, the Ohio State University.
How about that? How about
incredible tech? You want to talk about good educations? I think it's undebatable that Ohio State has led to top crypto performance, at least as it relates to the ApeCoin Solana raid leaderboard. It's not disputable. You can't dispute it.
Well, let's also not forget. I'm trying to pin it up top if people haven't seen it. Let's not forget. Let us not forget. Good Vibe Clubs founders, Buckeye, D's, Buckeye. You're talking about there are some elite
breeds champions. Ohio State just breeds champions, especially in crypto. Look at this. Insane. Find me another university in the US or otherwise that's just dominating a leaderboard like this.
Doesn't
Tebow,
exist.
Steve, myself, Dort. I feel bad, Dort. We've all flipped our guy Dort, who is probably deserved to be maintaining that number 1 spot, but he's going to hold on to the top 5. We all got to collectively flip J-Bond here, or give J-Bond the honoraries I suggested this morning.
It's funny you said that. I had the exact same thing in the comments, almost identically at the same time, I think, because I actually commented a second on my tweet, J-Bond, can we get you an honorary degree so we can just sweep top 5? But no, man, it's good stuff. I feel great about that. Buckeyes on a bye this week, so that means Boeto just it's a chance for us to actually tweet more in the morning because we don't have to worry about that. So, dude, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling strong. I'm feeling like we're I'm feeling like we're gonna dominate this leaderboard all the way through because Dort's been up there since the beginning. He's got the assets. You, Tebow, have the assets. I've got the assets. We're tweeting. I feel good about it. I actually had a really nice DM from someone yesterday who actually DM'd me and was like, "Make sure you connect your wallets." I don't know if you're aware of this, but you're number 2 on the ApeChain raid leaderboard. I'm like, thank you. Well aware, and working towards it. But no, dude, feeling good, feeling strong, dominating some leaderboards, and love to hear that. But no, man, it's good stuff. Lots of Buckeye fans in the chat, by the way, as well. So love to see that. But Cap, where's your head at this morning? I've we got a lot of stuff going on. You tweeted fudding MetaMask yesterday.
Oh, that's the other Buckeye news is not only do we crush leaderboards, we get giant organizations in wallets to announce their tokens.
Yeah, it's wait, Joe Lubin? What are you talking about? Hold on.
I fudded MetaMask yesterday, and within hours, Joe Lubin.
I thought you were saying something, and Joe Lubin was.
We hold all the power here. One FUD tweet. Like I've been holding this thing back for years, literally holding back the FUD tweet for years. Send one FUD tweet, actually spell out the full name, don't put the asterisks, and within hours, Lubin announces the token's coming. Like, thank you, Joe. Appreciate you listening. We got you. No more FUD. It was a joke.
It was funny. Like I thought you said,
like, I'm not using MetaMask because the wallet is garbage, but I will. I've got enough volume, and I bitched enough about the added fees on the OpenSea swaps, the MetaMask swaps. I don't even want to go back and look at the extra fees I paid every single time was solely for this future airdrop. I did it before the farm was a farm, just thinking like someday they may reward activity in wallet, and they better do it, or I will bring back the FUD.
So this is one where, and again, I'm not going to get down to the dirty in the OpenSea debate again, but I will say, like, this is one where with MetaMask, people legitimately did swap for this reason, right? Wasn't because I think it was like 2-3 years ago they teased a token, and like people have talked about it. There's been rumors forever. OpenSea, like I literally used because OpenSea was the only place where I felt safe trading for a while because that was like the thing. MetaMask, like we had Uniswap for a long time, and it was way better.
Sugar Shane just shared he paid it back in, it was going after like a one of those ghost mints, and he just shared he paid $175 in not the swap fee, just added fees to wrap ETH to WETH back in the day. Imagine that. Imagine paying an extra $175 just to wrap ETH.
Just incredible. Love to see it. By the way, give us again, like, retweet, comment on the room. We will get into things here. We got one more 100 ape giveaway to give. So if you have not won the 100 ape yet, let us know. Although we'll have some fun things for some loyal listeners next week, starting Monday when Cap's out. We're kicking off.
Did we pick a winner yesterday? I didn't get a wallet. I don't know if we picked a winner yesterday. If we did, let us know. I don't think we picked a winner yesterday.
I'd have to check the tape. I'm not sure if we picked a winner yesterday.
I got a couple. I know I have a couple I need to send out still. So if you've won, let us know. And if we did pick you yesterday, let us know. If not, we'll double dip, pick 2 today. Actually, you know what? I see Roc Sol out there. I told Roc he could come up here in a little bit, and he's got a mint coming up today. So we'll let them talk about what they have going on. Maybe we'll let Roc pick our winner for the day.
I think yesterday was yesterday Solomon. If not, we can put Solomon on that list if we forgot yesterday. True crit. I won. Send me whatever. You have the address. So let's go with Solomon for one of them, because Solomon is here every day, shows up, hits the GMs, gets in and cooks every single morning. So Solomon should be one of them. Love our guy Solomon.
BT Dwayne's another good one that hasn't won.
Yeah, we could go. I mean, we could go Solomon Dwayne, and then we have wrapped this sucker up. And then maybe we'll pick from the coffee with Captain Kitty. Maybe we pick a bonus winner of some sort next week or something like that, because they got us to number 1 on another page. We could figure.
And there's still a couple of you, like Mel. I'm still waiting on your wallet. There's a couple of you that have won that I need to get me your wallets.
Yeah, Mel, and I know Mel has an ApeChain. Actually, I probably can find Mel's wallet because she won her first ApeChain NFT here and was on ApeChain. And so I think I have that somewhere sitting around. Couple things on my agenda today as we kind of get through it. Again, like, give us some love on the room. Got our guy Joey Vowels on DeFi yesterday. I had a call with him. I'll actually share it to the top because I was pretty pumped for him. I don't think he's out there listening today, or he may be. He usually is, but I know he's been a busy man lately. But Joey Val, like this is the type of thing where it's like sometimes you need this one-to-one onboarding. I think Joey Val's got him on Project X, got him using Kinetic. His money is now earning more money, and it was really, really easy to get him set up once we got him set up. By the way, on Project X, I went from like 1 invited user to 9. So whoever's using that ref code, thank you. Appreciate that look. Yeah, man, like it's one of those things where it's like, I got to figure out, like, I don't know if it's like more onboarding streams where I could show stuff. It's like, it's just, setting up a dummy account with some wallets, but like, I don't think this stuff is as hard as we make it out to be sometimes. It's just a lot of jargon. And I think that there's like, it's really exciting to see people getting on and streaming with them. But like more people, if you're out there and you're a homie and you are not using DeFi yet and you want to, let me know. Cause I don't know, maybe one-to-ones. Maybe I should do some like free courses or something. I don't know. But like, and by the way, I'm not a good person to teach it outside of the fact that I'm like the noob who's learning it. But if people want to just learn how to do this stuff, I got to get more people on this because I have enough people who are like, it's too complicated. I can't do it. Got Joey on yesterday and he's cooking. So anyway, feeling good.
Also, good. I think, so in all seriousness, I'm trying to think how to word this. Like, it's in the range of outcomes. Like, all these could be big letdowns, and it could just be massive nothing burgers. I'm a betting man, and I'm betting at least one, if not more of them, are not nothing burgers. And there's a world where we enter absolutely silly season again.
I can't believe you're going this direction. I had this on my list.
Silly.
Cook King, because I was going to tweet this, actually. I had this thought yesterday. Cook.
I have chills thinking about it. Like, all this stuff we talked about that was like pipe dreams back in 21, 22 seemingly is happening in a very favorable regulatory environment in the midst of what I believe the bull is on. Like, I know we've been in a bull market forever. I think Funk even said it on Modern Market this morning. I think the 4-year cycle is over. I think that's what's happened to crypto this cycle. Crypto went mainstream. It is no longer tied to the Bitcoin halving cycles. Will that have an impact? Yeah, sure. Q4 is going to be insane. Q1 is going to be insane. And maybe longer. But I think we've got 6 months and things could get absolutely silly. If you think just between the OpenSea's token, MetaMask token, Base token, that's 3 big ones. There's like 30 others.
Abstract, Mega ETH.
It's insane. Like the amount of tokens coming, and a lot of these, while I'm not a fan of the extended, the multi-year farm, what they do accomplish is extremely wide distribution, right? Like Hyperliquid made millionaires. They dropped $18 billion. I'm going to guess less than 1/10 of the size of any of those 3 I just mentioned. In the case of Coinbase, maybe 1/100th of the size in terms of users that won big in that. Now, I'm not expecting the wins to be as big because there are so many users. But when you talk about total liquidity injected into this space, we were talking yesterday, it doesn't take much to move these NFT floors. We've seen tokens just melt faces. Last cycle, Doge ripped up 800%. Like, things could get absolutely nutty. I mean, there's a world where we get not 1, not 2, not 3, but like 4 or 5 major airdrops every month for the next 6 months.
Dude, it's so funny you have this on your list. So last night, if people who missed it, I'll pin my tweet to the top as well. I tweeted about this. I'm sitting
also,
there
real quick before you cook. If there is any protocol that hasn't announced a token yet, let us know. I will FUD them. Steve will stop using them. That's all it took for MetaMask. Steve's finally capitulated, finally switched to Rabby. I finally FUDded MetaMask on the timeline like they rightfully deserve, and instantly they dropped their token. So if there's anyone else that we need to collectively stop using their application or their chain, and you'd like me to FUD them, we're the new cook. Our FUD can be bought. we will stop using said protocol to incite the token and take one for the team. So let us know who else we're anticipating a token that hasn't been announced yet. We will go to work. Go ahead, sorry.
Dude, no. Yeah, absolutely. Like we are the guys to make it run. But I love that you said this. So yesterday, for people who missed it, actually, before we get into this, because I can tie this all together, Depressive Acts came up. Hand could be a lot of stuff. So I do want to let DH in here before I go off and because like I know one of the most uncomfortable things, because I've done this on stage before where I've been at spaces, is maybe I'm going to talk about something that I came to talk about, and then the host changed the subject and they cook for like 10 minutes. And then they're like, yeah, I was talking about this other thing. And it's like, I always say, talk about what you want to talk about on this stage. If you put your hand up, as long as it's not a shameless shill or anything that's lame, like go for it. So Depressive Acts, I'm going to let you get in here, and then I am going to cook on my absolute excitement over the next 6 months. So DH, get up here, GM.
GM, guys, I will be real quick and let you get to cooking, but I just wanted to note that as somebody else who also is recently new to exploring DeFi, I did see this week that Boring Security is working on putting out a DeFi course for all their 101, 102 alumni folks. So super excited about that. I know like something that I usually am concerned about with trying new things is how to do it safely, because it's something I've never done. So definitely looking forward to that course coming out and keeping an eye out for that. So that was all. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Great. Look, Boring Security, way more educated than I am on this stuff. Way better resource, I would say, if you can go and do that one. The reason why I've been sharing the DeFi stuff, by the way, and I've tried to be transparent about this in every single post, I am a major beginner at this stuff. I've been doing it for about 2 months. And so my goal is to tell through the eyes of somebody who has no idea what they're doing and is figuring it out as they go, and sharing where I see the opportunity in the alpha, right? Where it's like, I've mentioned before, and I can pin it if people are interested, depositing through Turtle into Katana, easy decision for me, right? Like I discovered that, I shared that one. Project X, discovered that, shared that one. Meteora, obviously, like is one of the GOATs. You go to that one. Like, I'm not going to get a lot of money off that airdrop. Go to that one. Kinetic to lock up my K-hype, share that one. So like the things that I share, I've gone through probably dozens of DeFi protocols at this point, and I've narrowed down to like 4, 5, 6 of them for various reasons on my own personal reasoning. And I try to share that. So love that. But yeah, I might do a DeFi space with some DeFi noobs and just do a, hey, not financial advice. And get that thing going. By the way, to Peterson asking, did me and Cap become boys at OSU? I saw this tweet. I know you responded. And no, actually. So Tebow was a groomsman in my wedding. So Tebow is my guy, 25 years of friendship. Long before any of this, we were in the same building, Stradley Hall freshman year, and just hit it off like you wouldn't believe. Like, he is my guy. Cap and I were at Ohio State at the same time. He had people in his frat that he was friends with who I went to high school with.
I was roommates. Not only in my fraternity, my freshman year in the dorms, like half my floor were people that went to high school with Steve. My senior year, two people that went to high school with Steve were my actual roommates at Ohio State.
Yep. And never met. Assuredly, we're at the same parties.
I may even hooked up with a girl that Steve hooked up with in high school. No, never mind, because I didn't hook up with Dawn. That was the only girl he hooked up with. But I definitely hooked up with a girl that Steve went to high school with.
I was gonna say, now you got to hit me. You got to text me offline now.
It's not like something I'd like. I'm already said too much. I'm not going to be mean. Her brother is politician.
I was gonna say, as soon as you said her brother is, I knew exactly who you're gonna say.
It was a late night one freshman morning after the bars. Yeah, she's fun though. It was a good time. I mean, never mind. I've said too much.
Yeah, her. Yes. In fact, yep. Okay. Very cool. Got it. Know exactly who you're talking about. Yep. Anyway, a Facebook friend of mine. Putting the train back. I didn't know. You didn't tell me that. You're like, I'm like, I don't know, but yeah, I know. I know her brother a little better actually than her, but younger sister, right? But yeah, about 2 years younger. No.
She also on my one of those ones that was on my floor my freshman year. I'm not even kidding. Like, it was like basically Steve Hall, 11th floor. It was like 99, 2000 was like non-exaggeration, there was at least half a dozen, maybe 10 or more people that went to your high school on my floor.
Yeah. It's but yeah, no, it's funny that you funny you say that. But yeah, in any case, lived on one of my good friend's streets, actually. One of my best friend's streets who I still see to this day. The lore. Oh, I'll tell you some lore after the show that I can't say live about something I learned recently that's kind of funny, almost similar to that. So if we remember, remind me. But it's not anything anyone in the audience would get, but you'll get a kick out of the direction I went with it. Anyway, as we're talking, like, it's funny you say this, because for those who missed it yesterday, I pinned it to the top.
My brain is still stuck on college hookups. We need to get me out of the gutter, Steve.
Yeah, I'll get you out. Because
all the college hookups I've spoken of, that's probably not like. Never mind.
Yeah, it's
Duke's looking at me like, dude, he doesn't approve.
He's like, you disgust me.
Dad, you're better than that.
Yeah, do better, Dad. Be better. So I'll get you off it, bald guys. So Joe Lubin yesterday. So I see a tweet yesterday that jumps out. A tweet that goes out that says Joe Lubin confirms a MetaMask token's coming. And I'm like, okay, hearsay, he said, she said, report, whatever. So I search it up.
They did say this in 2022, by the way. So this isn't the first time they said a token's coming. Just if you weren't around, this has been announced before. It was just we didn't realize it was going to be 3 or 4 years later.
Yeah. But so, you know, he comes out, he drops this line though, and like is on an interview, and they say MetaMask token, and he says, yes, MetaMask will be bringing a token sooner than you think. I pinned it to the top. I pinned the video to the top. And so when I saw this video, I thought to myself, oh my God. And Cap, I had the exact same thought. It's funny you said this and you came up with this, because I had this exact same thought when I saw it. I started thinking to myself, oh my God, we could be entering a season that makes 2021 look like a warm-up. Like, we could be entering one of the face melting seasons like we haven't seen in a very long time.
Serious question. Without looking, just off the top of your head, name the number of big airdrops that hit in 21 or 22. Like real stimmies.
All right. Obviously ApeCoin. Probably meme coin in that time frame.
I don't know. I would say that was like later. I could be wrong. I felt like meme coin wasn't that big. It was just really the captains and those collectors. And I don't,
right? Just like Apes cooked on Ape.
Yeah, but I think of that more of like 23. I don't know. I don't remember when it was, but like I guess the time frame I'm thinking like really during the mega NFT mania season.
ENS.
Yep. That's where my brain went. ENS and ApeCoin. And I know there was others. I know there was like Looks Rare and some silly ones, right? Like I got 70K of AGLD from Loot, right? Like there was some silly stuff, but as far as like widespread ones that impacted thousands of people, my brain right now just thinks of ApeCoin and ENS.
Right, at least as far as tokens go.
Mm-hmm.
So because like there were obviously tons of NFT airdrops in that time. That was the meta. But you needed to hold an NFT to get the NFT. Now, like I said, airdrops, it's like you could do things like go on Project X and make it work. By the way, I got a DM from someone saying they use my link. If you just put Steve K. Bark in the Project X thing, if it says it doesn't do it, it'll give you that. So sometimes the link doesn't work.
Sometimes it takes a little bit. Like you might enter it and then it says it's not bad. It'll eventually show up.
Yeah. I'm just telling him in the top right in the thing, you put Steve K. Bark because you want to do that because honestly, using someone else's ref link gives you a 10% boost on Project X. So like you want to use a ref link when you go on there. You don't want to go in cold. And then obviously it helps me. I get a small percentage of points that you.
I'm pissed because I actually shared my ref link with my in real life friends. I thought one of them was going to sign up yesterday after I shared with them. Actually, what it was, I attempted to bait and switch them because I shared the Coinbase announcement. I know a lot of them are on Coinbase. I shared the Coinbase DEX announcement that they're going to be able to start earning 10% on their USD over there. And Is it all by the? I keep a little bit of USD on there because it's like I use that card as my spinning account, so I'll probably lend a little bit of that, but definitely not pulling anything out of the true DeFi streets. And I showed him the Project X pools basically that are just absolutely insane, and it got some exclamation points. So I mean, hype K hype 3.29%, nothing to write home about. Hype USDT 100%, USDT K hype 79%, pump hype still almost 200%, 197%, just bananas.
I mean, again, I said this yesterday. I showed Joey Vowels this at noon yesterday. No,
Arb was a big airdrop. Yeah, thanks, Gio. Sorry, go ahead.
Arb's another big one. I think I showed Joey maybe 1 p.m. yesterday. Actually, maybe I don't remember when it was, but I rebalanced my pool as I was showing it. $63 since then. $63 in less than 24 hours. That sounds like silly. People are like, "Oh, $63 isn't that much." Do the math. If you make $100 a day for 365 days, that's $36,500. Like that's so like not saying that it holds that number and that's hard or whatever, reinvest the fees, but like Project X is cooking right now with the yield, with the action that you're seeing on pump, with the action you're seeing on hype. They're two of the hottest tokens. You pair them together and yeah. And then like I said, like I know everyone's not into this farm, but like you could rebalance on Project X to potentially get points there with 0 fees, or you eat the fees on OpenSea, which are far less than that yield when you rebalance, and it levels up your chest if you're trying to play that game. I know not everybody is, but at a tier 12, I'm trying to play that game right now and see how high I can go. Like I'm manifesting a squiggle. But I mean, yeah, man, like point being that you were saying, like I thought this MetaMask thing and I started to sit back yesterday.
Real quick on that. I can't remember who it was. Actually, I do. It was, I'm pretty sure TMZ, who's usually out in the audience. I don't see him right now, but I'm going to go pin TMZ's post because I saw Whale speed ran his chest and it cost him 2K.
You're talking about TMA. Yeah.
I have zero desire to go spend 2K to get a larger chest and maybe win something. TMA did it for like 0.094 ETH. That's I can stomach that risk reward. Like that to me, I'm not, again, I'm not a fan of how they're doing it. I also am not in the one that's just going to leave free money on the table. And the reason I have been doing it is because I do have a lot of volume there. I do have some historical stuff. I don't want to get diluted. I'll spend 0.094 for a shot at this. I spending $2,000. It was a big turnoff to me, especially when you can go do those swaps elsewhere for free. It does. I just wish that wasn't part of the model, right? It's like, because literally someone that's got doesn't mind spending $2,000. They got 100K Solana in their wallet. They just swap it to ETH and back to Solana, and boom, they qualified for the top thing. They're not using that. I mean, that's just like, I wish you just couldn't buy your way to the top like that. It is what it is. We'll get off it. But the TMA's got me, okay, like I'll go spend 0.94 in a little bit of time before I'll go burn 2K for a shot at something.
I'm more upset because I'm more upset because TMA were in the DM and I were in the DMs talking about this, and he made it public about the strategy he was using. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to deploy that today because there's the 5% boost on our points. So like it may not be out there. And then the dude comes out, quote tweets Whale and cooks it. And like, look, all's fair and love war. And like, actually, one of the things I said to him, I'm like, yeah, and like it's activity which earns towards the C drop. So good for you. He's like, yep. Made it to the tweet. So TMA giving the industry secrets from the DM out. But I again, I'm probably going to try some of that today. I'm probably going to do a little bit of everything. Look, I'm trying to play this game. I know it's not for everybody. We used to be a proper country where we encourage stupid, ridiculous farming. And now we don't have to anymore as much, but I'm going to be in that game. But the point you made.
Oh, baby. Rabby's dropping a token too.
Did they announce it officially?
They asked what the ticker should be.
I mean, and I
unless it's a screenshot. Yeah, no, not what the ticker should be. What will the market cap for Rabby be?
I'm going to it just to make sure this is
it's real. We're just add another one to the juicy airdrops.
I mean, I'm not going to get a lot from that because I haven't swapped in the wallet and I haven't used it for anything. I get it. And it's a smart move, by the way. This is also
here's the thing. Everyone wins though, Steve. It doesn't matter how we talk about compersion and being happy for others. there's going to be a lot of more airdrops than we've ever seen before. Huge, or wow, I can't do the Donald Trump, but huge airdrops. There's going to be a lot of airdrops. You're not going to get everyone.
The worst attempt at a Donald Trump huge of all time. I'm sorry.
Can we get a bunch of guest citing just to cleanse everyone's palate with a proper?
Like, I can't do the Donald Trump huge. I'm like, just sorry.
We
Anyway,
need a proper impersonation bunch if you're out there and can spare us like 30 seconds. I kid. Anyways, there's going to be a lot of airdrops. A lot. Some of them will be massive. You're not going to hit everyone. If you're attempting to hit everyone, you're likely spreading yourself too thin, and you're probably leaving some juicier ones on the table because you are spreading yourself too thin. Here's the thing. Rabby drops an airdrop, or Rabby does a token, and let's say their pool is up top, by the way. 10 million, 100 million, 1 billion, or 10 billion. Leading vote getter right now is 10 billion. We are a bunch of optimists here, though, and like airdrops being larger than less. Here's the thing. Let's say it is a $10 billion airdrop or $10 billion market cap, and you get $72. Still a massive win for the space. Like these injections of liquidity are absolutely huge. One massive liquidity injection like this, one stimmy can do wonders for markets, both on the fungible and the non-fungible side. If we actually do get this run of, like, there's a world where we see one materially sized airdrop every single week, or on average one a week for the next 6 months. Like, that sounds crazy, but it's not. If you really go through and look at all of them that are lined up that could do this, that haven't dropped the token yet, there's also some that haven't even launched yet. There's some that, are probably behind the scenes talking about their go-to-market plan, and it's going to include a token. And if they're a smaller team, they're probably going to launch in this next 6 month window. I do think there's some merit. I heard, again, shout out to the modern market, because I am parroting their take. I do agree with it, though, that I think things could just up only until midterms, and then it's like maybe it continues. But I think then when there's some uncertainty is when we probably pull back. So I think we got at least 6 months left. I think we're going to see a lot of these airdrops, and get excited for every one of them, because you may not win directly with a massive airdrop, but your bags very well could. Like, there's just, it's impossible to think that all the magical internet money is going to leave the ecosystem. A lot of that will be reinvested into memes, into NFTs, into majors, into protocols. Like, a lot of that airdrop stimmy money will be redeployed into the respective ecosystems, and they're all good. So don't be beating yourself up. Don't be down if you miss one. This is the flywheel. Like, the amount of liquidity about to be injected into crypto is, I think, unlike anything we've ever seen before.
See, I agree wholeheartedly, and I've had this discussion a few times where it's like, so again, like, to your point, like, I saw like a tweet from people were sharing a tweet from Kook, who's come on the show before, about like he's got this plan, and he's a net seller right now, and in the next 6 months, and he's preparing, yada yada yada. I get it, and look, maybe I'm just a meatball bull, but
the worst thing you could do is log into this app every day, be active in this space, and to be sidelined for silly season. Like, do you execute your own strategies? If you've made great profits this cycle and you're happy, go ahead and take it all off the top and sit in stables. Man, this is not where I'd want to be a passive participant in this space. Not right now.
Me either. I mean, like, we're talking about like, so again, airdrop wise, for me, Katana, Turtle, both coming, working on both those from a Kaido campaign. Those are smaller, potentially smaller ones. Katana maybe a little bit bigger. Project X feels pretty good right now. A lot of people getting on that one. Meteora, obviously coming. Potentially more markets for me on the flow side. So that's another one that a lot of people aren't seeing as much, but they have some good vaults over there. Kinetic has an airdrop coming. I'm going to get like a burger from that, but it's going to be good. Yeet, people are going to eat off of. Mega ETH, OpenSea, Abstract, MetaMask. Like, you can go on and on and on. And that's before you start talking about the other sort of, protocols that are out there. And before you start talking about the leaderboards that exist out there on places like Kaido, where people are going to get those, like the injections.
God, I forgot about Kaido. I forgot about Kaido and Wallchain, which is gaining some momentum, with Zeet, which is getting ready to launch. Like, even beyond the protocols and the wallets, everyone dropping tokens, we have InfoFi, which didn't even exist last cycle.
Myriad, Polymarket. You can't convince.
By the way, Myriad, I'm going to pump my own bags here. It's still, I don't know how. I think it's free money. I said I haven't moved my USDC over. I need to move some more USDC over because I want to go with more size. Will Rekt Drinks sell out in 5 minutes or less is still, it just moved this morning. So now it's 50-50. When I looked at the beginning of the show, it was only yes at 46%. That's where I got it in yesterday. It's finally starting to move. Now it's a coin flip.
It's
2x on your money.
It's like that sort of stuff. I mean, Ohio State versus Michigan, who wins more before week 6? I got that after Michigan lost at like 50-50. So that's one that'll cash. I'm probably going to hedge my Georgia Alabama bet because I have Georgia being ranked higher. So there's things to happen on there. But the point is, Myriad, Polymarket, Abstract, all of these drops are happening. And to your point, like, I don't know how many are going to be absolutely killer. There's ones that I'm not participating in, to your point. But like, the fact of the matter is, it's money injected into the ecosystem. A lot of people are going to sell that money. A lot of people are going to have the liquidity event. Like, you can't convince me Quadro doesn't have another airdrop. You can't convince me, that wall chain isn't going to have an airdrop. It's like all of these things that are going to be like, surprise, how are you doing? Like, it's just, people are looking at these things and they're getting, if Hyperliquid does another airdrop and they include dApps on top of the Hyperliquid app usage for Hype, if there's another Hype airdrop, it's like, there are so many opportunities that exist right now. And man, I don't know. I am very, very excited and think that we're entering like a 6-month period of time where it's like, oh, by the way, we're talking about airdrops in our neck of the woods. What about the fact that they just passed standardized ETF rules, meaning every single one of these that fit that sort of criteria, in theory, could walk through the floodgates and just fill out and fit these particular criteria, and boom, airdrop. So like, this isn't like some like little baby season right now that just exists in our corner of the internet. This also is regulation, stable coins, everything that's happening on that front right now. The ETFs that are gonna come to fruition. The fact that we had a stat that like that many fund managers, what was it? 67% of fund managers have zero exposure to crypto. Like, if that number hits, so that's 70%. So it's like that number goes exponentially, even if it goes to 50%, how much money moves into that. Like, there is so much opportunity. And I'm not just preaching this to say like we're going to the moon. I'm not like the guy who's like telling you that, XRP is going to $25. Like, I'm not that guy in this situation. This is all very reasonable bull thesis. Now, obviously, there's always black swan events. You never know what's going to happen. We got midterm elections. We have, Trump could just, monkey around with tariffs. I don't know, man. Like, it's funny you said this because I was going to fire off a tweet today about this thing where it's like, look, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but I had on my bullet list before we got into MetaMask token and market takes a breather and Rekt drop. My list says faces could be about to melt was my bullet point I had. And it's like, there is a very, very real chance that this season is the one where a lot of people who are here get to eat and get to really get that sort of like opportunity to be comfortable, and a very real situation. Like the way that people minted 7 Bored Apes and just got rich last cycle, that could happen for people this cycle in various protocols and things they're in across many of them. And
you also have the Coffee with Captain airdrop coming up.
Capcoin to 25. Yeah. I mean, it's just, there is a chance that I said it before, but like this could make 2021 look like a warm up and this is the game. Like, and so it's just, I don't know, could be wrong. Who knows? But man, I'm feeling very good going into this season. And it's funny you brought that up because that was my exact thinking is like, you see what's coming up. And look, I mean, again, MetaMask, we all used it for, like, people use it for a decade, basically, at this point. I've been using it. I use it for swaps exclusively, more or less. I use Uniswap occasionally, but generally speaking, I swapped to MetaMask from like late 2020 until 2023, 20. I mean, like, and look, I'm not expecting a big airdrop because I think there's people who do mega stuff that way more than that. I'm happy with whatever I get, but it's like what it can do for the ecosystem being the industry standard of a tool could be crazy. So that said, Cap, let's do this. I'm going to hit more, just because it's related to this. And then maybe we can even daily market update and then swing into the next hour.
Perfect.
The more you know, brought to you by ENS.
It's time for the more you know, brought to you our friends over at ENS, and we're talking about the MetaMask airdrop. Let's talk a little bit about MetaMask. MetaMask was launched in 2016. It's a browser extension built by Consensus, co-founded by Ethereum's Joe Lubin, who has that video up top that I was referencing. It was designed to make Ethereum more accessible by giving users a simple way to store private keys and interact with decentralized applications directly from their browser, rather than running in a full Ethereum node. At the time, Ethereum was still new, and most people had to use complex tools just to send a transaction. MetaMask changed that with a clean, familiar interface. Growth took off fast. In 2020, it crossed 1 million monthly active users. By 2021, it surged past 10 million. I think a lot of us were part of that. And by early 2024, it had jumped from 19 million to more than 30 million in just a few months. Today, MetaMask sits around 30 million monthly active users worldwide, making it the most widely used non-custodial crypto wallet and the default gateway to Web3, powering everything from simple token swaps to DeFi and NFTs, while remaining a cornerstone of Ethereum and other coins adoption story, NFTs as well. And that was the More You Know, brought to you by ENS. ENS does more than not just anchor your name across Web3, but anchor it across the internet. It's your identity, simple, memorable, and unmistakably yours. Security, interoperability, and ease of use. Go to ens.domain, secure your ENS domain today. And Cap, look, I know there's been some gripes about the new interface, the updates, people like Rabby, all that good stuff. I like giving respect where respect is due. If we didn't have MetaMask, we wouldn't have Rabby. We wouldn't have Phantom. We wouldn't have, Xverse. We wouldn't have all these different wallets that exist today, Rainbow, etc. And I appreciate the fact that they saw a major market problem, the tech barrier, and they made it happen. So shout out to MetaMask for that, and looking forward to seeing what a token drop looks like. For me personally, again, I'm not expecting to get a ton. I'm expecting mine to be small compared to most people because my swaps, as big as they may have been, as much activity, probably smaller than the average person. But man, I definitely see this being one of those ones that could put some money in some great hands. And, look, a lot of those people who are going to get drops, those people were buying NFTs in 2021. A lot of big money. May flow back there. May flow into tokens. May flow into ETH. May flow into Bitcoin. Either way, I've never felt like we're right at the cusp of the floodgates opening moment in crypto. I thought NFTs would be a cool thing, community, identity, etc. back in 2021, 2020, 2022. This feels like a whole different level and a whole different stratosphere. So I am jacked up. I don't know what it was, but I feel like that announcement was the one to push me over the edge and just burst through the seams and make it all happen, because that was the one where it was okay, now it's really happening. And again, we haven't even begun to see ETFs movement. We haven't begun to see what's going to happen when regulatory environments. We haven't begun. American Express just announced passport stamps that are going to be NFTs. That's the tip of the iceberg. It's just going to continue to cascade. So, I woke up this morning bullish as fuck, Cap.
Yeah, I agree. I think something, maybe there's a psychological element there where, as we think back to the last mania, the two big winners as far as that the masses or the majority of the space utilized was OpenSea and MetaMask. And at one point, it seemed like, we all speculate, we're going to get a token someday. And then I think I'll speak for myself, we just gave up. It's never going to happen. They're just not going to do it. And now that it's come full circle, who's not dropping a token? If you're in crypto now, you don't have an excuse not to drop a token. We need to have a use case for it. Well, build a use case for it. Build some utility into your brand, or launch a brand coin. Like there's just there really is no excuses for a crypto native company not to drop a token at this point.
Yeah.
Like there can be a logical, real. Not everyone's going to rip up to tens of billions of dollars market cap, but there's so many others we haven't even like. There's just so many, Steve. Like there's so many more chains. There's so many more protocols. And I think like the proverbial floodgates that have absolutely opened. And you even think about like start going down, like we were just talking about Base. I don't expect that one to come anytime soon. That'll probably be the last of them all to drop. But then you start thinking about, okay, like what's on Base that we use? Things like Ethos that like probably a token someday. Like why wouldn't they? You know, there's so much stuff out there that I think it's kind of been in this holding pattern. And I think the proverbial floodgates have opened. I think that the two major brands that were looked at for a token last cycle, now that they've announced, I got to imagine that everyone who's been thinking about it or on the fence is like, okay, it's time to go.
Yeah. There are a lot of reasons to do it now, and it's easier to do. And liquidity event, investors, et cetera. It's just, there's a lot of opportunity there to do that. And like you said, build a use case, get creative. It's like there's ways to make it. And there are also ways to align it, by the way, like the cat token vests, by the way, like example, like Katana. I've got money in Katana and yield earning vaults, and it actually forces me to be disciplined with some of my liquidity because those tokens vest over time effectively, meaning that like I've deposited liquidity into it, and like over 90 days is when you get like a full token allocation towards airdrop. Now, a lot of people don't like that. They want their liquidity free. They want the free token, but it's their alignment and how they do it. So there are ways to get creative with it. There are ways to use it. And it's like, again, like so many protocols like Base, Monad's another one we didn't talk about because we haven't been actively involved there. Obviously,
Pump. We still don't have the Pump airdrop yet.
Yeah, that's true. We just had a
pre-sale. Like, dude, it's truly insane. Like, someone make a list, and I'm certain of ones that have been announced, not speculated, ones that have been announced. I don't think you could fit it in one post on Twitter without it going into like, you should make this an article. Like, I don't think you can fit it into the first tier of characters on a Twitter post just by tagging the amount of people that are, or protocols or brands that have already announced that they have a token coming.
I actually had this exact experience. I was trying to think about how I was going to write about like some of the DeFi things because my DeFi protocols, it's like I was like,
by the way, did you see Nikita actually said this? He's like, you should do short tweets. Don't put anything over 5 sentences. And basically, in so many words, Nikita, the CEO of Twitter, Nikita Bear, he's been pretty active in terms of like dunking on people who say, oh, the algo sucks. He's like, no, your tweets suck. Like, don't do this, do this. And he's been kind of like coaching people through just in public on how to win the X algo. And he said, don't type more than 5 sentences. Don't go over the threshold of characters. I'll see if I can find some of the posts.
Actually, I'll be honest with you. He's the CEO of Twitter. His posts are less useful than NFT god Alex Finn. I'm just being honest. Like, actually, like true story. I have followed Alex Finn's algorithm stuff, and I've been more successful than following what he says. Like, Nikita tweeted about this thing of like, you don't need to do, you just need to tweet about things that you care about and woodworking, and you can make money. And like everybody in their replies is like, nah, man, engagement farming, posting really gory activity, posting fake stuff. He's like, that's what does well and gets you paid on X, not the other stuff. And he tried to respond, but it was like, no, like if I post like, a video that's like, here's Joe Biden's latest interview. What do you notice? Or if I post a video that's like, wow, Tyreek Hill, something about like, here's a 5-week-old story about a lawsuit he has with one of his ex-girlfriends. Like that cooks, as well as, engagement farming, as well as BS. Like that's what gets you paid on X. Like our guy Camel cracked the code. He puts out fake news like 5 times a week, and everybody's like, oh, cool. Like that's awesome. And then that cooks, and then he gets a payment. So like, no offense to Nikita. I'm sure he put it out there, and I'm sure that's true. Alex Finn goes through the code and actually talks about it. I know an NFT god's not a popular figure to some people. I've never had a problem with him personally. I understand why people don't get upset about him. But like Alex put out a thread that was the threads about like what the X
algo. They called himself algo god instead of NFT god for not being an actual trader and not really understanding NFTs at all. He probably would have more respect. he branded himself wrong from the jump.
Yeah, and I get why people like it's like people it's like get over it. It's a name, whatever. I mean, it's like I don't think people are like, oh my god, Travis Kelce's Killer Trav on Instagram. What kind of crap? It's like okay, cool, like it, but like I think like point is you go through his stuff, you'll actually learn what the algo is actually looking for because he did digest the code, works and it works. Nikita talks about like all the different things. And I feel like every time he talks, people respond and they're like, that's not the case. So I'm going to tweet how I tweet. By the way, also stupid to be like, tweet under 5 sentences. That's what's going to do. It's like, why did you make it longer? And do you want people's authentic thoughts or not? Because sometimes it takes a little longer to get there. And by the way, articles themselves get nerfed in the Twitter algo. Any link going out, including a space, gets nerfed in the Twitter algo. Like it's literally they nerf their own advertisements unless you have money behind them. Like a lot of money behind them. So it's like it's a silly thing on like some of the stuff that he found, but like point is like yeah, maybe, but yeah, man, there's airdrops galore coming. And like it may not be as face melting as we say, but like combine that with the regulatory environment. Like imagine that we're all buying ETH and Bitcoin, and so are the boomers, and so are the institutions, and so are the fund managers. 33% of fund managers hold crypto. Only 1 in 3. What happens when that's 2 in 3? You double the exposure to crypto. It could get crazy. So, pretty excited about that, Cap. And I had the exact same thought as you that it could get really, really slow over the next 6 months. And I'm not saying that anybody should like do your own strategy. You may be right. We may be way off on this one, but I'm feeling incredibly excited with everything we have going on. And there's just so many ways to play it. And, again, don't overextend yourself. Don't get crazy. But think about like where you can authentically participate. Because to Cap's point, stay off the timeline when the big airdrops come that you're not part of. And just enjoy the ride. But Cap, I think that's good stuff on the mass token and how crazy bullish we are. Market took a breather today. Do you want to do a daily market update?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, cool.
The daily market update straight to your brain. Powered by ApeCoin, no hype, just gains. Moving on ApeChain, we bringing the heat. NFTs, fence alpha, never miss a beat. ApeChain on top, now we bringing the flex. The home of NFTs, figures now what's next. Come on, my head top, but you want the time to chop off for one time.
It's time for the daily market update powered by ApeCoin, the home of NFTs. ApeChain has it all, bringing culture, fun, and community to the blockchain. Dive in and see why ApeChain is on top and why Ohio State is on top. Not just #1 team in the country, but number 2 through 5 on the ApeChain project raid leaderboard. Cap, send it over to you.
Speaking of Ape, holding flat at 60 cents on the day. So the big winner as the market pulls back a little bit. Cardano down 2%. It's back to the stable coin that sits between 80 and 90 cents. Doge down 3%. Solana down 2% to 241. XRP down 3% to 304. ETH down 1% to 45.18, and Bitcoin down 1% to 116.460. Runes continue to bleed out. I kid. I say that every time. It's a bit if you're new here. Pump Fund down 10% of the day. I just opened up a long, and I shared in the Worm, Steve, my new strategy for at least a little while. Anytime during this season where a major token, and I know it's not
a token that has motion, a token that you feel good about.
Something that has motion and volume. Anytime anything is down 10 double digit on a day, I'm going to open up a long. I'm going to close it after it bounces, and if it goes up 10% on a day, I'm going to open up a short and close it when it retraces. Maybe it doesn't work, but I think historically that's been a pretty. But you want to buy dips and sell rips, not the other way around. Pingo down 3% on the day. Meme Core down 11%. Pepe down 3%. Sheep down 2%. Doge down 3% as well. Looking at our NFTs, we've got Meebits up 14% on the day as NFT strategy launches today. It got delayed till I think noon Eastern today is when that's going to go live. And Meebits, one of the other tokens to go with the Punk strategy there. Azuki down 5% of the day. They just announced, I thought I had it pulled up. I'll go grab it again in a second. Azuki just announced they got tapped to compete in some MetaMask event, token 2049. That to me is foreshadowing that MetaMask may very well not only reward users of their wallet, but potentially they have a little stimmy for some of the leading NFT collections like Azuki. Maybe not, pure speculation, but That did just get announced. Mutants up 1.5% on the day to 1.33. Chippers cards, Far World, all these doing some volume. Far World looks like an OpenSea farm based on that volume. Double dipping with the base farm as well. Pudgy's flat at 10.48. Little Pudgy's also at 1.24. Apes flat at 9.28. DX Terminal, everyone's favorite OpenSea farm, is once again popping on volume, 80,000 sales. And Moonbirds up 1.58%. Again, the Moonbirds is another one of those tokens today. I believe it's Burbs, Pudgies, Meebits, Apes, and Crypto Dick Butts. Sorry if I missed any. That's our daily market update brought to you by ApeChain. ApeChain on top. ApeCoin raid on Solana is making moves, capturing mind share, and it's a super important leaderboard because it has 4 Buckeyes in the top 5. Back to you, Steve.
Yeah, love to see it. We have what till ApeFest? I have to say, the other part that's nice about the Project Raid leaderboard that they didn't do on purpose, by the way, is that it is a countdown clock till ApeFest, so 34 days, which I like. By the way, also a countdown clock till I get a little bit of a reprieve from my diet. So that's also a countdown clock for me. So it's like, I'll probably go a little hard in Vegas, probably not too hard, but like harder than I had to undo a lot of that activity and then get back on track. But yeah.
Also, you speaking of pumps, you remember what happened last year about following ApeFest? Apes basically 2x. It went from around 10 ETH to almost 20 ETH within the month following ApeFest last year.
Yeah, I mean, ApeFest, I'm debating getting a mutant before ApeFest. I would have to sell and move some stuff around. It's definitely not, but of course I would buy an OpenSea, which would help me there. I've been watching the mutant floor diligently for something that I'm really interested in because it's not a cheap purchase.
Oh, you're not one specifically, but you're looking to see if anything catches your eye.
Yeah, like in case I decide I want to kind of hang on, but I do think there's a solid chance, as we've seen before, where mutants and apes and other things. We've had this conversation at many in ApeFest. They tend to do pretty well in that sort of time frame. We should probably look at the data just to make sure it's not just confirmation bias of what we're thinking.
Oh no, I it is. I will pull it up. I just had it up this morning. NFT Pulse is the best for floor price historical, right?
Yeah, or NFT floors. I like a little bit as well. But like for the first time in a while, and this is where it's riskier, I'm considering that allocation for allocating some money out of like DeFi or some other things, NFT assets, which I'm just holding. So I'm not sure.
So here is all-time floor. This, do you remember the exact day of ApeFest last year?
I do not.
It was October, November?
Would have been October, I believe.
Yeah. So basically hung around, 10 ETH floor. ApeFest hits. And
that's actually ApeFest. That would be the line there. That would actually make that is correct.
It ran up, not quite in a straight line, but it within certainly within a month, if not weeks, ran from 10 to just under 20.
Yeah, it's
There's also the ApeChain announcement at ApeFest, so that did play it, but there was no token. So yes, ApeChain was announced. There was no token announced. I shared it in a tweet the other day. I do think we get a token announcement at ApeFest. Maybe not. It's pure speculation. I don't know anything. I don't have any inside info. I do believe what we know to be true. They've been working on a big secret project that no one knows what it is, or it's not public. There's been a lot of hints dropped that a token might come at some point to reward those holders in that ecosystem. I don't think it's going to be another ape token. I don't think it's going to I think it's going to be something completely different. Potentially it's a new division, potentially it's an acquisition. Something that where it would make sense to where there's actually a token associated with that, or there's a token launch with that to where it's a utility. I have no idea what it is, but because there's been hints dropped that another token might come at some point, I think there could be something coming that will be being built on ApeChain or part of its, its digital, its crypto world, its on-chain world would be on ApeChain. Ape might be used for purchases there, or you could use the Ape token in this ecosystem. But I think beyond ApeChain, I think again, pure speculation, may not make any sense, but I do think we get somewhat of maybe it's not a token announcement, maybe it's more like, oh, this could have a token to it. But I think we may get a token announcement at ApeFest.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say Garga hinted something on our show at some point that was like kind of like we'll have to look back at the tape on that one, but I feel like we had, and maybe I'm like Mandela affecting myself.
It's been in the other side Discord as well. So yeah, I just and the other thing they said, they talked like about like historically when our bull markets, if you remember, it wasn't that long ago, the main account tweeted out like, oh, they often, best month is October, and they said ApeFest. When is ApeFest? October 24th. It was like a conversation with ChatGPT. I think it's foreshadowing. I think they're dropping some hints that something big's coming, a big announcement's coming, and maybe the market doesn't receive it well. It's received announcements from Yuga very well in the past.
I need to like, I mean, honestly, like, I need to like, man, I want to get, oh man, not too far above floor. There's a mutant I really, really like that I'm not going to specifically point out, but, it's looking pretty good to me. So I may be out in mutant shopping streets here pretty soon. Potentially. It's not a floor mutant at the moment, but I'm considering picking one up strongly. Could also just toss a Weath offer into my old mutant, which I don't even know whatever happened to that one, but it's another one that I know I got to look at what happened there, because I know I sold that. But yeah, man, I look, I mean, I'm like literally sitting here distracted thinking about what I want to move around to potentially get a mutant now. Like, so I've just, just completely flipped on that, where I was kind of not sure exactly what I was going to do, but exciting times, for sure. So Cap, you talked a little bit about your strategy. What's your strategy today for Rekt Drinks mint coming up? So what details do we need to know about Rekt Drinks mint? I haven't kept up nearly as much as I probably should. And then I'll get to some things in the chat, but Rekt Drinks coming up as well.
Yeah, it goes live at 1 Eastern today. Earn Rekt Drank points with every case purchased. Historically, those Drank points have led to Rekt token allocation. I assume that will happen again. I don't know as if there is firm confirmation on that. However, you can multiply your Drank points by holding Rekt coin. Let me just show this so I get the math right. 1 billion gets you 1.2x, 10 billion gets you 1.3x, 100 billion gets you 1.4, 250 billion gets you 1.5, 500 billion gets you 1.7x, and a trillion Rekt gets you 2x multiplier. You must enter your ETH wallet address at checkout. If you hold Rekt in multiple wallets, please ensure you've delegated those wallets using delegate.xyz. Only Rekt held in EVM networks will be tracked for the multiplier. And it launches on rekt.com. I asked in the war room, have they always owned this domain, or was it rektdrinks.com previously? Is this a new domain, or is it always?
No, I think they're consolidating, but I think that they've always owned the domain, if I recall correctly.
Okay, but I am right in thinking I think at least some of the prior drops were on rektdrinks.com. It doesn't matter, but
I think so. It's funny too. Also, I have a question because I specifically I was looking at my old mutant, so I got distracted at the beginning of that to see if I could potentially toss an offer in for it. Because oh, that's weird. It's showing my shadow token that was minted 6 months ago from this one. But no, man, I want this. Maybe want that mutant back potentially. I may just toss an offer in today. Did they say what the limit on cases was? Sorry if you said that at the beginning.
Oh, I didn't see a limit. No, good question.
So what do you go for? I usually go 2. You're gonna go 5. I go 2 usually, but I might go a little higher on this one. And then the payment usually is in credit card, correct? I'm not crazy.
No, you do have a credit card option. You also, I've paid for at least one, if not 2 of them in crypto as well. But yeah, I think credit card has always been an option.
Because I think I usually pay in credit card and take the points, but maybe I'll pay in crypto because then I don't have to take the credit card bill and deal with that. But yeah, credit card or crypto, says Thomas. So yeah, like I'm going at this one. You said you're going 5. I'm gonna go
at least 2. At least 2. I may go. I did the Binance Gold. I did 5 and I can't remember. Have we already got that Rekt? I don't remember. I think I might have, but I actually, now that I said that, I need to actually go. I never go to my Binance US account, and that's where that one hit.
What was the other one? Why am I blanking on the other one that I bought?
Jupiter, maybe? You have Jupiter drops? Did you get the
Jupiter
Jupiter drop?
The drinks haven't come yet, nor has the Rekt is vesting. So I think both those come in the next couple
about
months.
a month out. Yeah, I think yeah, man. My brain keeps going back to airdrop season. It's like you said Jupiter, and it makes me think of, man, there's also, like, has Radium done a token yet?
I don't know. I'm not as Solana deep, so I couldn't tell you for sure. But a couple things in the chat, like, by the way, Jamber talking about it. Excited for the Moon Crush drop as well, giving us some alpha in there. Thomas jumping in as well. Ready for that pineapple Rekt. Yep, I'm jealous, Jambert. I couldn't get the Binance because of my state, so I couldn't get the Binance drop, which makes me sad. Also, Jamber puts in the chat something we've been talking about. Said Marianne did a post yesterday about abstract. Asked what can make it better. Said she's taking notes to pass the leadership to see how that goes. I'm not sure how the abstract leadership doesn't know the things that people are upset about, right? Because people have talked about it vocally enough. I'm not sure how that's the case. So maybe I'll pass along some feedback. I have passed along feedback specifically to some people on the team anyway. So, we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I'm excited for the Rekt drop today. I think it's at 1, right? You said? So It's like, right. So yeah, so we will delay the start of our meeting today because Cap and I meet weekly Friday at 1. And so we'll delay on that sucker just to make sure that we're able to get that. Because again, I'm a fan. I like the drinks. The drinks are not only good for me to just drink as a general alcohol replacement when I'm trying not to booze and I just want to have something, sitting outside on the patio type thing. They actually also go really well with alcohol. The OpenSea drink is actually quite good with tequila. So it's a good mixer as well. For sure. So yeah, man, I'm
a little drink alpha, which is rare for me. But my friend likes the espresso martini with tequila. That's new for me. I've never sampled that myself, but she's a big fan of the tequila in the martini.
I've heard about that. I actually have heard that. It's funny. I heard about one of the trashy reality shows I watch. I want to say it was Selling Sunset that was like popularized on there. So, seeing a little bit of that as well.
Like her. She's a big fan of trash reality shows, Steve.
Nice. I like her already. Speaking of which, I got to watch that Solana House show that Amy Street dropped. I know she worked on it for about a year, and I think because it is so cool to clown on things in the timeline, I think people are clowning on it a little bit and hating on it, but I'm excited to kind of see what it's like and if it's good, because I like a good reality show.
Probably people who have never created anything, or certainly never created a high production quality show like that. Would be my guess.
Yeah, you mean the people complaining, obviously, not
people that like are living in their mom's basement and haven't actually ever built anything or shipped anything or ever produced anything.
It is funny how that works. How a lot of people who have never done shit or even put themselves out there like to go after people who have done it, which is like, it's the classic idea where it's like, it took me years to realize that it says more about those people than it does about you. Not that one shouldn't take feedback or understand, but a lot of times
feedback from people who have valuable opinions. Pick feedback from people who have things that, or life, or have accomplished things that you'd like to aspire. Don't take feedback from losers or people who have never accomplished anything, have never built anything. They're just, there's more of those people that like sharing their opinion, that their opinion is not worth anything.
Well, like somebody who genuinely cares about your improvement is one thing, right? Where it's like, there are people who maybe, don't have time to be a content creator, and I'm creating content, and they'll give me feedback and I'll be like, great, love it. Thank you for giving me that feedback. But yeah, there's some people who project they have not done the thing that they want to do, and they're jealous that you are a lot of times, or they're like, they haven't taken that jump, and then so they'll go after you. Especially
if someone is commenting on someone else's figure or their looks or their appearance, they're extremely insecure about themselves.
Yeah. I found that very often to be the case, where people project their own insecurities to make other people feel bad. So who knows? But I'm looking forward to watching the Solana, seeing what that cooks up. Maybe it'll be good, maybe it'll be bad. I'll be honest about it when I see it. But as a trashy reality TV enjoyer, looking forward to seeing what that looks like. So yeah. But Cap, what else do you have on your stack? Because that's more or less my stack for the day. Like MetaMask token, market takes a breather. You talked about your long strategy. Face is about to melt. Rekt drop. Those are the things that were exciting on my list today, just because I've been mutant shopping for a little, and now I'm seeing a couple mutants that I'm excited about that exist. So I just gotta figure out liquidity.
If this is seriously something you're going to do, don't do it just for this. But if you're going to make the move, probably would make sense to do it sooner than later, so you can get that extra multiplier and outkick myself and Dort and TiVo on the coin leaderboard.
That's my thinking. I don't have a coda. I don't have a mutant. I just have an
like we talked about, like you're kind of out on the abstract farm in terms of doing other things or buying more assets. At one point, I think, maybe I should get a little. I don't think it does anything for my airdrop at this point, so I'm not going to make that move. I like the team. At some point, that may be a move I make. It's just not a move I'm making with liquidity right now.
This is
based on where you.
By the way, that's actually alpha. I could probably sell my Lil and get a mutant.
Exactly what I was going to say. Based on where you rank on that leaderboard, and there's also a world. See if you could make the flip now, get a mutant, use the multiplier, and then flip back to the pudgy to pre-abstract TG. Like I don't think abstract has their TG within the next 35 days.
Dude, I'm gonna this may be my move today. Like, look, I like Lils, I like Luca, I like that ecosystem. Right now, my abstract XP has grinded to a halt. And so
you talk about feedback for abstract. This is real feedback. Like you're not just doing it because of this, but it's like we're active participants in the space. Our time is valuable, our capital is valuable, the assets we hold are valuable, and it's extremely competitive space. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of airdrops. There's a lot of farms. You can go swap on Project X for free. Like there's a lot of competitive things across all of crypto right now. And maybe it makes more sense for you to hold your pudgy. Maybe that'll lead to more of an abstract TGE, but it's opaque. Like you don't know. You know very clearly what adding a mutant would do for you right now in terms of it give you more multiplier. Like maybe you don't need it. Maybe you flip J-Bond and you lock up the #1 spot because you're a good tweeter. Or that extra boost is the difference between you ranking 5th versus ranking 1st, and that could be an extra few $1,000s. I guess the one thing we don't fully know, we know there's 100,000 ape. We don't know exactly how that's going to be distributed, right? Like maybe it's flat and #1 ranking gets the exact amount as number 10, and you don't need the extra boost of the mutant. But I'm guessing it won't be just a flat payout. I'm guessing that it'll be tiered a little bit, and 1st will get more than 10th.
It'd be sick, by the way, speaking of which, because I was looking at things I could sell. Like there's a couple things I could probably sell and just put it right into a mutant. And thanks to Awaken Tax, I know that I have a lot of cap gains I can still eat on those sales, so I can do it. I have an art blocks that's out there, relatively rare, but like for a collection that really isn't necessarily moving. I could sell an art blocks and a little pudgy, and I would be able to go buy a mutant right now. So that might be the move. Also, funny part about that, the art blocks. What if art blocks drops a token? That would be interesting. But yeah, I think that's probably the move for me. Is to your point about the little pudgy. Like again, it's not FUD, it's not hate, it's not shade, it's not anything like that. It's just I don't.
Well, it's bull market. What you should be thinking about what assets you're holding and why. In some cases, it's just for the arts, for the community. That's perfectly fine. But if you're holding it for a potential return, like you should be asking these questions. You should be having these thoughts.
Right. Like the little pudgy was giving me a booster on my abstract before, and that was helping me, do that. But I mean, I look at my abstract points, and again, I'm a fan of little pudgies. I'll probably buy one again at some point here. But like leading into ApeFest, leading to this, your point, like it is a short-term opportunity that is hard to ignore. And when I look at my, my past weeks of rewards, we've talked about it a little bit. My rewards have been 9,800, 9,000. And that's down from 15,000, which is down from 20,000. And it's just been slowly going backwards. I have no idea why. I have no idea what it is because they obviously keep the algo hidden for a reason. I'm watching everybody else who's in the abstract sort of like crew post 200,000, 300,000, 100,000. I am cooked on that, right? And I know I am cooked on that. To a degree, I'm worried that my, this farm, this whatever is like been not a great use of time and energy.
Look at this. We're selling mutants on Coffee with Captain this morning, Steve. Green Edge. Steve, liked your idea on picking up a mutant. So I scrolled through the list for sale and found this one. That is a fire mutant. I love this. I love this merch hat. Congratulations, Green Edge and ApeChain team. If you're listening in, the sponsorship is paying for itself with the mutant activity today.
Yeah, wow. Congratulations, Green Edge, on that. Like, and look, not financial advice. Not financial advice. I don't want people to be by the way, Cam said, "Oh no, how weird! This leaderboard is suspended until all OSU participants post a selfie in a Penn State jersey." So Cam is pushing back. Cam, our guy. It was funny. We had a call with Cam at one point, and I was talking about something, and I made an analogy that like pushed Saquon Barkley being awesome, and Cam's like, "You know what you're doing here. I love the Eagles." So shout out Cam on that one, but damn,
that makes me want to trade my little for a Mac. So we're gonna get all the ape fanboys and cheering us on today, and I'm not even opening Discord because I can already see Riggs just fuming at our suggestion of rotating from Pudgy ecosystem into the ape ecosystem.
I'm hitting people are. This is crazy to me. Like people say don't copy trade, which I always say don't copy trade. I because my reasoning is not like I'm trying to make a bunch of money here or whatever. It's just a move that
I've created a rumor. It's getting people to buy mutants. This is like my time has come, Steve. I'm an official influencer now. I can just say things and people will buy things based on what I make up. It's pretty amazing. Power. Feel powerful.
I'm finding myself very like I'm almost uncomfortable with this. And by the way, congratulations to all the people buying or thinking about buying. It's crazy to me that like, I'm like, I haven't even like, this isn't like me buying something live and people copy trading it. Like one time I bought like an OCM live and some other people bought OCMs live and yada, yada, yada. And like, I'm like, oh, don't follow me into a trade. This is literally me talking about maybe potentially possibly buying a mutant and making a move today, which is going to take some moves because I got to, go and move some stuff from one wallet to another and all that good stuff. But I think there's like a non-zero chance I do it because I am excited and Thomas, now I'm compelled to buy a mutant. A lot of people getting excited and they're like, I don't know why, but I don't know. Like I'm ranking, I'm feeling good. And I find myself wanting to own one again. And look, if I buy one and there's a big announcement at ApeFest and they double in price, I'm just going to be honest. I'm probably going to sell that mutant. Like I'm probably going to take the profit because this is how I pay my bills partially. But I find myself wanting to own one now. And Cap, just going back to it, because you said it, I don't want to just like not put a flag in this point. The Lil Pudgy for the mutant is a very real conversation because I own the Lil Pudgy because I like the ecosystem. I want to be, part of the Penguin ecosystem, all that stuff for sure. I do like what they're doing. But part of it is that it's doing work for me on abstract. It was part of my thesis on potentially working my way up to a big. Well, now I'm completely nerfed on the abstract points. I'm not getting that anymore. I don't know why I'm nerfed on the abstract points. I don't know why things have changed. I know what I'm getting with a mutant on the ApeCoin raid leaderboard. Why not jump in that world and get back into the mutant? Also, like, dude, I kind of miss owning a mutant and an ape a little bit. I kind of miss owning both. It's just
Riggs, by the way, is a secret Yuga bull. He's been accumulating in undocked side wallets. Says he does this every year. He buys a mutant and then sells it while we're at ApeFest. He's made 1 to 1.5 ETH each year doing this. I kid you not. I actually commented this. I replied to Gainsey this morning. Asked, like, he said it seems like the only what NFTs are worth buying. It seems like the only ones that have any motion right now are Pudgies and Burbs. And I said, hey, ApeFest is only a month away. Last year they ran from 10 ETH to 20 ETH following ApeFest. Happens every year. Like, not exactly that, but what could possibly happen? Like this isn't financial advice. Give you all the disclaimers. Serious question to you. What could possibly happen in the next 5 to 6 weeks that would make mutants go from 1.3 to below an ETH?
I mean, who knows? Who knows? But it's I can't believe we just live sold a mutant on the show by accident.
It's not priced in. It's not priced in. I'm just going to say it's not priced in. We get a pump almost every year. We're expecting at least an announcement, if not multiple announcements this year. It's not priced in. It's just not. There's not enough supply. There's not enough listed. Inevitably, there's going to be people like Riggs that know a pump happens after ApeFest. They're going to buy leading into it. There's going to be people there that are excited. There's going to be people like Benjamin White last year who bought a mutant and then an ape following ApeFest because he loved what he experienced. There's just like this happens. I think every year, like someone could check me if my math is wrong. I think I vividly remember walking the streets with you and Everyday John, and we looked at each other like, mutants are such a screaming buy right now. That first, they were like 3 ETH, and I don't expect this pump, but within months they went from 3 ETH to 40 ETH. Like it was insane, and we knew it was happening. Like it's not going to go from 1.3 to 13 ETH. That's not going to happen. Just like we talk about upside, downside, minus the entire minus the black swan or the entire market falling out. They're not going to announce anything that's going to lead to a sell-off in the next 35 days. They're going to announce the stuff at ApeFest. Maybe people hate it, I guess, and there's a big capitulation while people are at ApeFest. Just doesn't seem realistic. So I might have even convinced myself I'm not going to go buy one. I'm going to look at. I mean, I have mutant. I'm going to look into seeing if I can maybe I'll pull out the Crocs card and blend a few.
Yeah,
if I can keep that trade open for 5 weeks, I may, instead of going and spending 1.3 ETH on one, I'll see if I can spend 1 ETH and pick up 3 or 4 in a blend trade that I can flip and sell in the pump.
Yeah, dude, I see your point. It's like what's the downside, right? Like what is the major downside you expect to see out of this sort of thing, right? It's like is it there? Sure, it always is. And obviously where we're talking about like assets that are very risky, that's why we say not financial advice at the beginning of the show. But if we're talking about my personal strategy, like what is going to cause, if I make that little pudgy move, what is going to cause, one, it's going to potentially help me in some way, and does the delta of that make a difference in my ApeCoin drop that I get from the leaderboard? And also, like, what's going to send little pudgies flying in the next month versus sending mutants down? It feels like a relatively even swap, and it is doable for me. And again, I can buy it on OpenSea, and it levels my chest up and gives me more of a farm. So, like, you're talking about farm towards the project raid, getting an asset that I may end up keeping forever because I may end up just saying I want this thing, or it may go up in price, may go down, of course, too. Getting towards the OpenSea farm, like, and the abstract farm I'm losing doesn't matter anymore to me because I've been nerfed into oblivion on the points there anyway. So, like, and like I said, like, it is, again, I'm not trying to belabor this point. It is tangibly, and I don't compare myself to others. I get it, yada, yada, yada. It tangibly affects how I feel about it that I see 5 to 7 people post about 300K XP every single week, and mine just keeps going down. Like, it just does, like, without knowing what I can do to change that or even having the option to do so. And then when I followed their rules, like, I bought a bunch of meme coins, my XP didn't move. I sold a bunch of meme coins, my XP didn't move. I bought a bunch of NFTs, my XP didn't move. Sold a bunch of NFTs, my XP didn't move. Like, so because of that, it's like, I don't know, like, what are we doing here, right? It's like, since I don't have that aspect of it anymore, that was like one of my theses on holding the little, on top of, like, look, I love the pudgies. Like, I will own a little again in the future. It's my hope that, maybe this ape coin raid drop and some other things cook, and next thing you know, I can buy a little again and have both. A little why not both scenario.
I think, like, there's nothing here that's risk-free or without risk. Everything carries risk. I think the downside in regards to the mutant floor price and the ape floor price, for that matter, is extremely limited. Like, this isn't something new. Like, we have historical years that they seemingly don't seem like they're going to go much lower than this, especially not as things are heating up and we have stimmies coming in and fresh liquidity pumped in the ecosystem. The real risk, though, isn't Oh, could the mutant floor price get cut in half? I guess it could. I'd say that's extremely unlikely in the next 5 or 6 weeks. The real cost or the real risk, though, Steve, is just opportunity cost. Is what else might go 10x in the next 5 weeks? And I'm not expecting mutants to 10x at ApeFest. I'm expecting like maybe a 2x pump. Like, but that's great. But it's like if your bankroll, your trading bankroll is 1.4 ETH, there probably is better places to deploy that capital to get more than a 2x. Or maybe you spread it out across many things and you get a half X, you get a 2x, and then one of the things you hit a 10x on. And so that's really it. I think it's because things are really heating up, potentially getting silly. Opportunity cost is very real. And there's a world where ApeFest comes and goes and mutants pump to 1.4 and then right back to 1.3. And you're like, ugh, I made this move and I it's still worth 1.3, but what I sold 10x between that, in the last 5 weeks. That's I think the biggest risk is opportunity cost right now. And that's good. That's not just the mutant trade. That's any moves you make. You got to be aware of what are you selling or what are you rotating from, and are you confident that that's not going to have the same run that whatever you're moving into has.
So I think there's a couple of things. I think the other opportunity cost would be one of the following things. With the way that my world works, what will probably happen is I will do this move, and then tomorrow Luca Netz will announce Abstract TGE is coming in, 3 weeks, or announce it. He's going to do it, competitively around ApeFest. And then my little pudgy.
That's it.
Would have
even if your pudgy doesn't get you more Abstract TGE or get you more points, when that TG gets announced, I fully expect both littles and bigs to run.
Right.
I don't think it gets announced prior to ApeFest, but to your point, it very well could happen. And if they announce Abstract TGE is hitting October 20th, there's a world where pudgies go well above, little pudgies go back up over 2 ETH.
Yeah, and that to me is the material risk of what it becomes, is that piece of it, the piece of the puzzle. By the way, when you buy a mutant, does the shadow token just come with it? It does, right? It just comes into your wallet and you kind of it travels.
But I still have, yes, unless it's a scam one. I have a shadow of my mutant that's in a wallet it's never been in. I don't understand how that happened. It's delegated. So I don't fully understand how the shadow, it's supposed to transfer when it moves, but
I mean, I'm looking at Green Edge's Dan's wallet, and it did, so that worked. So hopefully that works all the same if I do it. But yeah, that's my luck. Is I would sell a little pudgy after holding it for this long, and then Luca says TGE in 2 weeks, and then the little pudgies cook 3x, and I basically missed out on thousands of dollars of gains. That's the main risk. But you can't live in fear. You got to make positions. You got to feel it in your plums. You got to go for it. So. Got to make it happen. So I'll probably pull that move sooner than later. And I have a cute little pudgy. They are hard to sell because of how unbelievably cute they are, but I will probably just weeth it. I don't know, because I don't know what little pudgy volume looks like.
This is my hot wallet, and this mutant hasn't been in this hot wallet for 4 years, but the shadow token is there.
You may want to maybe I was quit or someone about that, just to make sure. But yeah, I just I'm probably gonna, yeah. I mean, there is a very high probability today, that I am announcing my my next mutant buy, and just hoping that the one that I'm looking at holds, because there's
that'll get you some leaderboard points, I'm sure.
Yeah, excited for that.
I agree with Jamber here. He says there's ApeFest, then after that there's Art Basel. Things may cook in the next couple months. Don't fade Luca, says Be Epic. I agree. Don't fade Luca. Jamber then says I could see Luca setting up something for Basel, which may pump things. I agree. If you're not familiar, Miami Art Basel is what we're referencing here. The first weekend of December. Igloo, Pudgies, their headquarters in Miami. They've done some events at Art Basel in previous years. I don't think they've done any big announcements.
Last year, Pengu Art Basel.
Pengu was announced at Art Basel?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah. Then I think that you might have just connected the dots. We may get the Abstract TGE announcement at Art Basel. I think that's because I would say I would bet on that.
We faded Basel last year because we didn't have as much going on, and we were both kind of busy with a lot of things, and we were working on cooking some coffee with Captain stuff for the coming year and figuring some things out. I bought a little pudgy just to go to like the art puzzle thing because I had some ETH sitting around and I was like, you know what, I'll buy this, I'll go to it. Rule Pudgy's then absolutely sent because he announced it there. I ended up claiming the Pangu, selling that at a gain, and then working my way back down to get another one that I really like. Only would be a slight cap gain if I even sold the Pudgy at this point. And like I said, I mean, you buy on OpenSea, that's a lot of volume buying a mutant on OpenSea. Like that's a good opportunity to kind of move up some chests and do some things there. So like, it's also like, it's the amount of things that why this makes sense. I hadn't thought about this until obviously you said it and I kind of like stole your thunder. I connected the dots as you were saying it, but it's like, you know, it's more or less an even swap. Not exactly. There's a few $100 in between, like a $500, $600 delta. Obviously that's not nothing, but like I can make that on LPs in a couple of weeks. So feeling good.
Von Frunton coming in from the sauna says, it's like transparency and communication leads to optimism and buy pressure. Weird. Imagine that. We would just like clarity.
Funny how that works. If you just do communications and marketing, it gets people excited about things. So, Cap, I know we got Roc up here. I need to go grab something real quick, so I'm going to pop off, but I'll let you get to him, and then we can keep cooking.
Yeah, I got one other thing I want to hit on, and then we'll bring up our impromptu guests. Appreciate them joining us here. After you get back, I'm going to go fill up my coffee as well. But before we get to our special guest, the other thing I wanted to share, shout out to our friends who keep us updated on this in the chat. Meta8 is one of them. And then I'm trying to see who actually was the one who brought it to my attention today. I'm scanning my comments. I apologize. This is not great air. I will... here we go. Opportunist. Thank you for the tag. Mentioned getting a BankerBot membership gets you some airdrops, but it's $20 a month. I said, this must be what Meta8 was talking about. Meta8 in Meta8 fashion, as always, instead of explaining themselves, just tags BankerBot and asks, please tell my friend about the Banker Club. Thanks, dude. To which the BankerBot replied, you can sign up for Banker Club at banker.bot/terminal. It's a monthly subscription service paid in Banker. This is what it comes with. Your Banker wallet will be debited immediately, and you'll be charged $20 in Banker every 30 days until you cancel. Make sure you have the required Banker and a small amount of ETH for gas fees. And your trading wallet mode must be off. And then what you get is lower fees, 0.3% swaps and limit order fees versus 0.8 for non-members, up to $100K a month. Unlimited messages, priority responses on social platforms like X during peak times, up to 3 concurrent automations, DM with Banker on Farcaster coming soon, early access, early and exclusive access to new features, exclusive perks, occasional airdrops and special rewards, and a private Banker Club chat, share alpha with other members. I've not joined yet, but I probably will, as my guy Meta8 has been so generous with the Banker tips and gives us so much love over there that I may join that for a month or two to see what it's about and if anything good comes from it. It's also, as we start thinking about airdrop season, I want to be thinking ahead of what could potentially be beyond utilization, beyond assets held, beyond leaderboards. What might be some other things that might reward members? And BankerBot it's I genuinely mean this. I think, Steve, that we may have OX Developer, the founder of BankerBot, on the show Monday. We'll need to confirm that. I will not be able to make that one, but if not Monday, we'll get them on soon. And I am genuinely excited about that. Actually, big fan of the tech, big fan of what and how they're building over there. And yeah, no confirmation yet. Send a nudge and keep us posted on if we can do that Monday or not. And yeah, if not Monday, we'll get them on soon. But yeah, just really cool tech. If you're not familiar, I mean, you can tip on X just by tagging BankerBot and telling it to send funds. There's a lot you can automate trades. There's a lot you can do with it. Prediction markets. You can bet on the Buckeyes. You can say, give me the Buckeyes to win. Not tomorrow, as I mentioned, by $1 billion tomorrow. They're actually on a buy, but yeah, you can. The BankerBot just recently integrated with prediction market, Steve, with Polymarket rather. So yeah, just really cool tech that I don't know if you caught it, but that $20 a month banker club membership, something I'm going to keep an eye on. I might join it at least for a month or two to see what's happening over there. And as we think about what, what things, where we might want to be positioned in terms of assets we hold, active memberships, et cetera, et cetera. It's one that even if I get no material airdrops out of it, it's something I use. It's something that, I mean, just on Meta 8 alone, Meta 8's probably paid for 4 months of BankerBot membership just in tips he's given us. So that's one that I think gladly support. And maybe something comes out of it. I wouldn't go into a $20 a month membership expecting thousands of dollars to be magically dropped in your wallet, but you never know. And then I guess a little PSA, then we'll get to our guests here. From Megan, those who minted the digital 108 Murakami Flowers revised on base get a free physical card pack with free shipping. Claim window open for a short period of time. Go claim your free pack. This is the other thing. I shared that not just for the Murakami Flower Minters. It's pay attention season. One of the most painful things in crypto is when you see one of these 4, 5, 6-figure airdrops, come to find out you were eligible or would have been eligible, but you failed to connect a wallet, or you didn't join a Discord, or you missed the claim window. I don't even want to go back. I will never go back and add up all the claims I miss. I won't even know, but yeah, it's not the season to be checking out. Make sure you get all your free magical internet monies that you might have coming to you. And most of them now require some sort of action. With some, you may have to KYC, give them a drop of blood, your second born child, but most of them, it's at least connect a wallet and make sure you're doing the minimum things to qualify for those airdrops. Yeah, I agree. It's very exciting airdrop. By the way, Cap, how friggin' we were just having this conversation, selling Lils, buying mutants, all stuff. How back are we that we're having this conversation? Like what a we are back conversation that is, that we're discussing all this today. And man, it's exciting times. And it's to your point about the airdrops. And by the way, Murakami thing, that's why I got cooked a little bit for my reaction to tell everybody to chill the hell out of the Murakami thing, because I know he used some language he shouldn't have, and maybe he got some bad advice. It's like free physical package cards is pretty cool. By the way, saw his traveling exhibit, which is going around art museums right now. It was awesome. I saw a couple other people post about it. My daughter bought physical pins, not cheap, physical pins at it because she was excited about it as well. Got some Murakami flower pins. And so just good stuff. So don't miss seasons when you get to claim things, when you get to grab things. It is one of those seasons right now. And it's pay attention season is a great way to put it, Cap. Yep, for sure. Shout out to Meta 8 again for the additional banker tip. Greatly appreciate that. Be Epic asks, what's the MetaMask TLDR? Joe Lubin of MetaMask and Consensus announced token is coming, as did and then within 24 hours, Rabby announced the same thing indirectly, but I don't think he put out that poll and asked what the market cap of Rabby's going to be without planning a token. It's silly season. We've arrived. Silly season is here. And to kick things off on a Friday, we've been talking ApeCoin. We've been talking ApeCoin Raid on Solana. We've got another ode. We've been talking mutant buys. Perfectly fitting day to bring up a mutant and an OG couple in the space here. If you've been around, and you've been in the club, you likely have gotten. I see several Roc Sol backgrounds out there. Roc, we'll start with you, and then I'll let you introduce your wife and partner. Roc GM, always a pleasure. I'm going to hand you the mic. I'm going to step away and fill my coffee. Steve will be here, so we're not going to leave you. And I can still hear everything you say, by the way. But for those who aren't familiar with yourself, we will get you some time to talk about what you have going on today. But you might just a quick background, whether you want to talk about the club and what you've done, from the early days there, or how you found crypto and Web3. We'd just love to hear a little more about your journey into crypto and Web3, if you don't mind. GM, sir, always a pleasure.
GM guys, thank you, Captain and Steve, for having us. So my name's Roc Sol. Christy Levis, my wife, we're both co-founders of Project Roadmap, Murals of It Experience. I am a muralist and a recording artist from Miami, Florida, born and raised here, and been in the music and art scene since 2007. taught music and art therapy to kids in lockdown facilities, from writing and recording music in those classes to, teaching them, talent shows and exhibitions. That's where my Roc Sol stained glass graffiti patterns were born. Few years later down the line, we got introduced to Web3 at a Panera Bread. My friend showed me his ape and explained to me smart contracts and blockchain technology. And I really thought it was a cool way to crowdsource supporters with tangible results in credibility. So that kind of got us into creating like digital art on Discord, just doing like different backgrounds for apes around October leading up to Art Basel. From there, I got invited out to paint canvases live at a Bored Ape event. That's when pretty much our lives changed. My wife, Christy Love, she gave me the green light to become a full-time artist in the space. And, with the blessing from her and support from the ape community, we hit the ground running. From canvases, we painted a large-scale mural called the Ape Hall of Fame. From what we generated there, I threw a private party for the apes that supported us there, private dinner, and then reinvested in the IRL event to help onboard different creatives into the space, and also just to celebrate the apes, because it was, like you said, silly season. It was a beautiful thing that was happening in 2021. And we haven't left. We stayed in the space, built a mural portfolio with different Web3 companies. Then we got the attention of big Web2 companies like Verizon and the Super Bowl. They saw our portfolio, our IRL experiences, the fact that me and my wife were a power couple. We partnered with them on a few mural activations here in South Florida. So yeah, it's been a year since we've been in this, not a year, it's been 4 years since we've been in this space. And, I there's a lot that I can say, but I'm pretty sure my wife can jump into and fill in the gaps.
No, right
That's
on.
awesome.
Oh, go ahead.
I would say appreciate you sharing. Love the backstory there. And Steve, you talk about us being back. Like, it's time. We need to start onboarding some people in coffee shops again. Like we need more of these stories. Like we're back. Like we're doing live mutant buys. We got NFT mints today. We've got, a Rekt drink drop today. We've got it is silly season is upon us, and get your friends in now. Get them on board at the coffee shop so that they can too can also participate in airdrop season.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Just took a damn. Like as soon as I unmuted,
You need one of these.
I know.
We're gonna live open and take my first sip of Moon Crush Rekt Drinks today on the show.
I was like literally like swallowing water, and it goes down the wrong hole as soon as I open up the mic. But no, Roc, love having you up here. Obviously, you left off that out of nowhere you can fucking do some freaky breakdancing too, which was a interesting, impressive things to see at Art Basel in years past. Didn't know. I remember when you did that. I we've talked for a while, obviously appreciate both of y'all, love your art. I have a background that you've made. But when you did that, I just will flat out say I was not familiar with your game. But that said, talking about this drop today. So obviously like physical artists, digital artists, you've done a lot of work for the club. You've done work for people around Web3. Talk about what this drop is today that you are getting into, like sort of what it is, why you're buying it, and what people are looking for.
Absolutely. So today I'm dropping my first Genesis project. It's called Roc Sol Certified, and it's a 500 collection of one-of-one custom Roc Sol art pieces that were digitally created starting from the year 2021 when I was creating the backgrounds on my iPhone. And, moving up to an iPad and then creating, 10 to 20 pieces, every other day, and accumulating this body of work. And we're releasing it on ApeChain in the next next couple of hours, 12 p.m. EST. It's 38 Ape.
And this is a representation of, you know, the backgrounds that we've done for all the different Web3 communities, but obviously starting with the apes. We paid attention to ApeChain when it got released a year ago. Started really looking into the different communities and the the barrier of entry for people to support artists and deliver tangible results for people that have been studying our content of how we've been just creating art. You know, we felt like it was a good opportunity to just put something out that people would appreciate. And yeah, we're excited, man. We've been here for a minute. Obviously, people know the murals that we've done, the physical canvases, the digital artwork, the content creating. So this was an avenue to build a core following and supporters. And yeah, Roc Sol Certified. It's releasing on Blever. It's 38 Ape, 12 p.m. EST, and we're super excited.
It's exciting times. Like 38 Ape, very obviously affordable, and opportunity there as well. Shout out to Blever, best launch pad ever. You love to see that. So a couple hours from now, people can prep their wallets. It's sold in Ape on ApeCoin, so something to potentially purchase there as well as we continue to continue to pump our way through there. Before we get into anything else people need to know about the drop as they prepare for it, would love to hear both of your kind of takes on, you know, we had this conversation at NFT NYC like 2 years ago, I think it was, where, you know, like at the time, you know, I was coming out with my book. My wife was sort of my, you know, basically chief of staff and was helping me out. Talk about working together and the value of having you both supporting each other bi-directionally, because I feel like I talk to a lot of people in this space who don't have that same sort of support that they get from their spouse or significant other, and that makes it so much harder. Can you both maybe hit on that a little bit? Because I think it's a valuable aspect that maybe we don't talk about enough in Web3 is having a supportive partner.
GM. So with Roc, I just want to say, number one, I'm really proud of him and how far he's come. And as his partner and as his wife, I have been supporting him since 2008, I believe, when he wasn't even creating art yet. He was just getting started with his graffiti and getting started finding his style. He was more breakdancing and music at the time. And I have seen him kind of grow and develop into this artist that he is now. And it really came from teaching those kids. Those kids kind of gave him that it gave him that clarity, like, hey, this is a really good art style that I can be, you know, creating with, and it helped him find himself. And ever since he taught those kids and the impact that it left on both of us, with the music and the art therapy, he kind of just started vendoring. And you know, it's crazy because when he started vendoring for the first time, I got to see people's reaction in real time to his art for the first time. Imagine seeing those patterns on hats and canvases and stuff like that for the first time, and just seeing a bunch of people like loving it from the get-go. And that's when I knew he was, you know, trying to do something really special in this world of his art. Once Web3 came in, me and him have always been pretty much a couple that, like, he creates the art and I help him organize that part of his life. I help him with the, you know, organizational side. I help him administrative wise. And of course, support wise, I'm always there 100% supporting him, if not 200%. And, you know, I let him do the art because it is hard to balance, I guess, when you're an artist, having to do the art side and the business side. I think that's where, you know, people can get overwhelmed really quickly. So I try to ease that heavy load from him, so that way I can assist in that. And, you know, I saw him once these backgrounds, and once we got into the ape community and I saw him doing all these backgrounds and, you know, getting commissioned to do the canvases and then getting all the support that he did, not just from the apes, but from so many different communities, like the Degen tunes, like Jaritos, like so many people just kind of came together, and these backgrounds really unified a lot of people to meet and to, you know, share something in common. And that was like just something really beautiful to see. And then obviously connecting with Peter and Swicky when we did Other Block in Miami and then in LA, that was a special moment for us because this is how crazy these backgrounds can connect you, and it starts with the backgrounds, and then we develop these friendships, and then we do really cool stuff together. And I'll let you talk and Roc talk, but I just wanted to say that I'm very proud of him. I'm very proud that he launched this, that he's launching this project today. The Roc Sol backgrounds are very special to us because obviously this is not a PFP project. This is just strictly backgrounds. This is just strictly his art and the backgrounds that have connected so many people. And I can't wait for, everyone to be able to get one. And it's a special thing to witness.
It's awesome. I love hearing that. I love hearing that from both of you. Like I said, admire you guys as a couple, knowing that, I've been on a similar journey and the support is awesome. Obviously, I've met and hung out with both of you on multiple occasions. It's very cool to see this. I will be intending to mint as well. And I have a nice, sexy background. I know Cap posted his as well. I've got one as well from early on when Roc was spreading the love. So very much appreciated. Caps is electric. I will, find mine as well. But, look, that said, I know we're closing in on the 10 o'clock hour here and appreciate you both coming up on Blever in a couple of hours here. I believe 2 hours from now will be the first Blever mint. A half hour after that, I believe, is going to be first come, first serve. Then we go to public shortly after that. Any other things you want people to know about this mint before we let y'all skedaddle and get out of here, or any other thoughts you want to get across before we let you jump?
I did pin up the Mint Party space that kicks off at 11 a.m. Eastern leading up to that. So go hit that reminder up top, show them some support on that would be appreciated. And then, yeah, anything else, Roc, anything we didn't share yet you were hoping to get across to the listeners?
Yeah, first, thank you guys for having us up. In regards to the project, it is a 500 collection. We're building a strong core base of supporters. The art, I would say the utility for it would be more art. We're going to be giving out raffles, giveaways, IRO experiences. Basel is coming up as well. So things of that notion will be in effect. And yeah, we're just super excited and super honored and grateful and fortunate to still be here and have all the love and support. Thank you guys for putting us on. And yeah, we're excited, man. We're ready to cook.
Yep.
Ready to create.
Excited. Appreciate you joining us today. We are we'll be rooting for you. As Steve said, we'll be supporting and you got a lot of fans in the chat. Jamber says, this dude's such a great guy. And yeah, while we do have a partnership with ApeCoin, ApeChain. We do an ApeChain Architects on Monday mornings. This is not a sponsored interview. We're just big fans of Roc and Christy. And you talk about OGs and those that have given you, Steve. It's like the jab right hook. It's someone who's given and made backgrounds and supported so many others in this space for literally years, and now is doing a mint and asking for not even $20. Like easy yes to support from my perspective, and least we could do was give them a few minutes here to talk about what they have going on today. But yeah, really appreciate your time, and I have no doubt it'll be a successful mint out. I'm not minting this to flip. But I also think with only a supply of 500, there could be a trade on this one. If you were to go get multiples in that wallet, pick your best and maybe make some money on the secondary. Maybe not, but I would be shocked if this doesn't mint out pretty quickly due to the so many fans of Roc and Christy in the ape ecosystem. Machiavelli says, Mayor of Miami, baby. And yeah, if you're going to Art Basel, Roc and Christy are two you want to make sure you put on your agenda to meet up while you're down there, and you probably have some other additional art and stuff going on as well. But
yep, thanks for
I just want to say we love you guys, man. Thank you guys so much, and bro, it means a lot, and it's an honor to be on stage here. And thank you guys for highlighting artists and people in the space, man, that are still here supporting and the creativity, all the crazy stuff that happens here. So we're just greatly appreciated, and we love you guys. And I got you guys both on some new backgrounds, man. I'm gonna do some cool color schemes for y'all. So yeah, stay tuned.
Love it. Let's
Thank you so much for having us. It has really meant a lot to us.
Our pleasure. Thanks for joining us.
Appreciate you both. Honored that you both came up to talk to us this morning, and keep cooking. Again, we're minters, and we will be excited for that today. I know Cap and I pinned ours up top that we really like and are pumped for that. But Cap, I'm excited for that. We got it, dude. It is a busy day on top of the fact that I need to figure out how to. What's
it
that?
literally is pay attention season. I like dial in, lock in, whatever the cool kids say. Like this is not a time to go touch grass, as I say, as I'm going to go touch grass for a few days next week. So get me in trouble. Like I've got a pretty candid relationship going where we're not either the type to sugarcoat stuff. So if I need to step away from, a fishing excursion or the beach to go mint something or do a claim next week, I'm not above doing that. So while I am going to be touching some sand and not hosting the show Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, even myself, I'm not going to be fully checked out because it is pay attention season.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. It's we got, so much today. We got Rocks Mint, we got the Rekt drop, we got on top of the fact that
I think it's my favorite flavor yet. It's not exactly sure how to describe it. I would say like
it's
peach. I would say raspberry, blackberry.
Peach
It's a peach berry of some sort. There's definitely peach is the stronger flavor, but it's not overwhelmingly peach. It's peach with a good mix to it. So yeah, it's good flavor. I like it.
By the way, how about this? And I don't know if I'll take him up on it or not, or if whatever. Hilarious thing that happened live during the show as well. While on the show, my mutant that I was looking at sold. The person who bought it, none other than our friend Green Edge.
Get out of here.
So
he bought two. Green Edge bought two live?
Bought two live, but offered to sell it to me for the same sale price, which is a very kind move. I'll let him gouge me up a little probably on that if I do end up buying that one. But like, sick one that I happened. Like, he's like, oh man, sorry. I'm like, dude, don't be sorry. Like, you bought a sick mutant. I'll let you know. But it was funny because I saw it. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to peek around. Then I looked who bought it. I'm like, Dan. So I just we'll be hitting him up on that one. Amazing time. So apparently very bullish. But yeah, a lot going on today. Busy day indeed in the streets here.
Or you could better announce something now. If I'm getting people to live buy mutants on the show, if they don't, I will fund Yuga if they don't announce something at ApeFest. This is a true story. I'm not kidding. If we don't get some announcement, I'll be pretty vocal about it on the timeline.
Yeah, because we are now culpable and responsible with all the financial advice Cap's giving nowadays. And by financial advice, Cap means he's giving financial advice in the form of like MetaMask, drop a token, you coward, and it works. So here we are. But that said, I just picked up my candle and accidentally got wax all over my finger. So I'm gonna go ahead and let everyone sail off in their day. Cap, anything you want to hit on before we get out of here?
Good day. Buckle in, pay attention. You've got that Roc Sol Certified drop at noon Eastern. We've got the Rekt Drinks mint drop at 1 Eastern. The code today for our claim, this is the last of this campaign, I should say. It will go out in the newsletter today. So if you've not yet signed up, head to coffeewithcaptain.com, drop your email there. We don't spam you. You'll get one email a week. It's our update. It's got the links to the shows, and it has the code for not only today's claim. It's not even a code. It's just a link, but you get the link in the newsletter. We'll also include the codes for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So if you missed any this week, the newsletter is your answer to complete the quest, to complete the challenge, to complete that full set. There can be no more than, I think, 133 was the lowest. So that would be the absolute maximum number of full set collectors. I'm going to guess it's a little less than 100. So I think if you've collected all 20 of those, you got a full set, you got better than a 1% chance to win 3,000 ape. There's 3 big winners there. So you've got greater than a 3% chance to win, 4 figures worth of ape. So go get those sets completed. It's not going to end now, but the challenge, this first challenge, it does complete today. And we'll draw the winners on next Friday's show.
Yep.
And if anyone wants to co-host Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I think Steve might still be looking for a co-host or two.
I need to figure out how to use my Roadcaster because I finally got my proper materials in. I need to get a co-host. I need to get set up for our new sponsor coming in Monday, who's going to be doing some stuff to give away things to the audience, which is going to be a really fun thing that we're going to do for about a month there. So I need to get to work on all of this. So I have a busy day and weekend ahead of me. Thankfully, not too much with the family. No Ohio State game on Saturday, only a Sun soccer game on Saturday. So I'm pretty free then and Sunday. So yeah, Ready to cook, man.
Odeka has some alpha in the abstract chat. I'm not going to say it out loud, but if you want to head over to abstract, you can see what Odeka just shared there.
Yeah, you can see what Odeka shared. If you head over to the abstract chat, there's some alpha on today's badge. But look, that said,
don't do that. Just go to coffeewithcaptain.com and subscribe to the newsletter.
Yeah. Well, we're basically doing the thing about telling people not to subscribe to the newsletter. What we're doing is the South Park thing when they came out with the South Park movie, and they're like, well, it's NC-17. What do you say to your fans who are under 17? And they said, go buy a ticket to Wild Wild West and come to our movie. I don't care. Like, that was like their answer, Trey Parker and Matt Stone. By the way, side note, I'm a big South Park guy. I don't know if everybody else is. Big South Park guy. Couple things. Like one main thing. I found that 3 years ago, apparently they did a concert at Red Rocks. I was watching it because they have so many songs. Like, he has a theater background. Like, every movie and everything he's ever done. Like, South Park, the Bigger, Longer, and Uncut was a musical that won multiple musical awards. Blame Canada won why am I mixing up the music awards? Not a Grammy. Yeah, Grammy. Won a Grammy, I believe, for that. They're like musical geniuses. Like, they actually are. Like, Trey Parker is unironically, like, he went to college for music. His first movie that a lot of people don't know, the cult classic, is Cannibal the Musical, which has a ton of music in it. And it's like Broadway-esque. Book of Mormon cooked on Broadway. Like, it was a very legitimate, like, and so they did a concert at Red Rocks, and I was watching them sing like Let's Fighting Love, which is like one of their, and it's just funny watching him sing these songs like completely seriously. But yeah, Trey Parker, Matt Stone, fucking legends. And yeah, I'll hold my other thought, which I thought was kind of cool that happened this morning, because it slightly tears into the political spectrum, but it's a cool little handshake emoji with some cool stuff that they did. But I'm actually not going to go that direction, but did discover that. So anyway, that said,
today I learned that South Park had a Red Rocks concert. That's it's new for me.
It's honestly, it's not surprising, and it's just like they are like, people don't know this who aren't big South Park heads. Like, they are, like, again, if you know Book of Mormon won Tony Awards. Like, it was a major touring. It was like one of the top shows on Broadway for a long period of time. That's them. And it sounds like them. And, you know, sure enough, like, you could find
I have a lot of fans. Odeka, I saw Book of Mormon years ago, first ever musical, and loved it. Be Epic, Book of Mormon is hysterical. Jambert, the Cannibal, the musical is hysterical. I had no idea. Of these. I'm not that. I mean, I obviously seen South Park. I'm a fan. I'm just not deep in it. And yeah, this is all new information for me.
Yeah, I believe they won a Grammy for Blame Canada on South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. And it is a musical. It's actually a good musical. It starts off with a classic play on the Belle, Beauty, and the Beast Bonjour song a little bit. And it's like really clever how they start it. Like, so I mean, it is, if you actually
are contractually obligated every time there's a Belle or Beauty and the Beast mention, that you and I have to let everyone know that we both have played the Beast in our lives. Like, we both are professional unpaid actors, and both got tapped to play the role of the Beast
on stage at Disney World. Cap and I have both been on stage on Disney World and been the Beast on there. So it's funny you did it. Like, I had an inside hookup, because my wife's one of my wife's best friends growing up, she was, you know, a bridesmaid in her wedding, was a literal Disney princess and was the princess behind it, and said like, hey, do you think if I take Steve up, he'll care? And she's like, no, he'll love it. And he'll be all into it. So I had the inside track. You got up organically. I had insider information. I was the cabal of Disney to get onto stage, I guess, so to speak. But
congrats to Thomas and Odeka. I'm not sure they were number 1 and number 2, but definitely 2 of the first full set collectors. Congratulations, and truly thank you. Like, in all seriousness, yes, a few of you are going to win with this raffle we'll do next week. We're Steve and I are the winners here. We truly appreciate all the support. It is humbling that we, in our first campaign, like, we were late to OpenPage, and as far as a community goes, and to go from 0 to number 1 community over there, to have, you know, thousands of these things minted, hundreds of members, it really does mean a lot to us. And I know Steve said it before, but anytime we do these campaigns, like, if you like it, if you're enjoying it, help us out by help us give you free stuff. Like, help us help you, and it comes back to us significantly. Like, if we had 10 people mint these badges, we'd probably never get another campaign like this. The fact that it was a raving success by all metrics. There's no guarantees, there's no promises from either OpenPage or ApeChain or ApeCo, but the participation, it does wonders. The feedback we got, even like related but unrelated, on Awaken Tax the other day. Like, we did a 30-day campaign with Awaken Tax back in the last tax season. By the way, if you haven't signed up yet, coffee should get you $50 off on your tax prep software over there. They left that code on for us. It's not a current sponsorship. We didn't bring on Duca because we had to. We did because we thought it's valuable information and a valuable tool for all of our listeners. And then the feedback we received, the feedback he received, I don't know, maybe not, but I think it definitely didn't hurt our chances of another Awaken Tax sponsorship and a bigger discount for you guys next year. Like, we didn't do that with that expectation, but when you support our partners, when you support our sponsors, when you participate, it does help this flywheel keep going. It does more than you ever know. And truly, thank you. Like, it's our pleasure to give away these funds. We're grateful to be able to do it. And it really does mean the world, all the support we get. We do this sort of stuff. And yeah, just want to say thanks.
Yeah, double tap on that. Just appreciate that. And as Cap said, like, when we like these things, like we said, like, supporting the sponsors is the best thing you do. We are careful with how we do that. So it's like, if you go out and you do things like, next week we're going to have a sponsor. We're going to have a ref link. Use that ref link. Use the platform a little bit. They're going to be excited about it. Beezy, I know we had a lot of people sign up through our ref link on Beezy. Like, it's always very, very helpful. And it helps us continue to do things like giveaway cards and have, I think it was Jambert win $900 on air on a Beezy claw draw. Next week, we'll have some more like fun gambling opportunities to win that are going to come up. The ApeChain stuff, it helps ApeChain realize the value we bring to the ecosystem when people are doing these things. So the two things you can do that really help us out is use those ref links, do that activity, but tag those accounts. Let them know. I know Joey Vowels appreciate you. I know he was involved in the Awaken Tax sponsorship last year, but he signed up yesterday after hearing and talked about it and found some money. And that money then went straight into DeFi. And now he's doing DeFi. And so I just like supporting our sponsors is the most awesome thing you can do. Telling them you support our sponsors because you heard it here, especially awesome. So don't spend any money you don't want to, but obviously like helping us out in that way is awesome. And we're much appreciated. And just double cap on Cap with the badges that everyone's minted. It's like being the number one community. We honestly did not necessarily think we were going to hit it. We were kind of joking. We're like, oh, we're top 5, but look at who's in front of us and how active they are. This community is the best. So thank you all so much. And yeah, next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I will find a co-host in the next 3 days. And from there, we will talk to everybody there. And then Cap will be back on Thursday. Probably announce the winners on Friday. Maybe the following week, we'll see, but we'll get everything done as we get that data pulled. And then, maybe, again, things break right. We could do another one of these campaigns potentially. Might have some more ape to give away down in the future. So looking forward to that. But look, that said,
usually early afternoon. Mike hasn't went out yet today. Either late morning, early afternoon. You should see it every Friday that the weekly newsletter goes out.
Yep, every Friday. So
shout out to Payne, by the way. Payne doesn't get enough credit. If you've already signed up for the newsletter and you want to give our guy Payne a tip, head over to Apple or Spotify, leave us a 5-star rating and review, and shout out Payne. Just let the world know how he's the best producer in all of crypto.
Yeah. Thank you all. Thank you all. Appreciate everyone coming through this morning. Let's send everybody off in their day. We will talk to everybody bright and early Monday morning, or I will. Cap will be enjoying a little bit of AK. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, everybody.
Thanks for tuning into Coffee with Captain, powered by ApeCoin. We hope you enjoyed the show, and remember, nothing we discussed today is financial advice. Until next time, keep exploring, stay curious, and we'll see you soon. Have a great day.
Welcome to the future.